I never like to judge a person based on their nationality or where they were born, because you don't get to choose that.
No.
Okay? No one goes and says, hey, I want to be American, and they become American, or I want to be Iraqi and they become Iraqi. It's not like that. You get born wherever the hell you're born, and you have to deal with the consequences. It's up to you. But
Sometimes you don't get a choice after.
yeah, sure. But the whole point of the matter is, being so ridiculous that you have to be proud of the one thing that you never did or never achieved. You know, you didn't get born. You didn't make that happen. It just happened. You're born. So you can't be like, I'm super proud, that I was born on that piece of dirt, and that makes me better than everyone else. And I mean, look, you get this with America and everywhere, the nationalists. Now, it's a different, if you contribute to your country and you make a great, you could
be happy with
be
it.
100% proud of your country and things like that, but it doesn't make you as an individual any better than someone that was born anywhere else.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
the difference.
Agreed.
So, that's what you see with a lot of these nationalists, is they have a superiority complex. But then when you actually dig into it, they're like, they're very proud of being Chinese. They're very proud of China. And when you ask them, what is it that you personally have ever achieved? Nothing. What is it that you can be proud of? Nothing. The only thing they can be proud of is the fact that they are Chinese or American or whatever, insert a country there. Then you're dealing with a very low-level individual, someone who has no success, and so has to try to grasp at the success of others and of the success of a country.
What is it? Nationalism is what is that quote?
It's the last refuge of the scoundrel.
And it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. So just wanted to let you guys know this is a big style mentality that's going on in China. This is what the CCP has been stoking and trying to get going for the longest time. They want people to not be able to separate Chinese people from the country of China and from the CCP.
Oh my god, I'm just so
yeah, you see a Starbucks.
Starbucks. It's our
我长大了，我们美国长大了. I'm not American. What should I say? Woman. I don't even know. Woman by Ojo.
I'll speak English.
Our America's grown so big. Anyway,
China.
It's kind of ridiculous. So we have something else. Our main topic, of course, you've clicked on this because you want to hear about the sissy pants, the gay sissy boys. We're going to get into that. Don't you worry. It's coming. But we have another little thing for what's new, and that is...
Do we? No, that's for the next part.
Oh, it is for the next part. Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, let's take a couple super chats, and then we're going to go into the main section and talk about sissy pants.
Yes. I was 12 says, oh no, another projection coming from collective prejudice mind of the CCP. They'll never grow up. That's correct. There's another one in here. Sorry. I'll find it later. Okay. Matt Peters, thank you very much. Tyler Durden, 33333. Crackdown on celebs, not issuing new passports. What do you think China's end goal is now?
Well, they obviously don't want capital flights, and they don't want people to leave.
That's correct. It's just closing off.
Yeah.
It's preparation for something bad.
Remember, we did bring up the whole passports thing last time, and people are like, you're blowing it out of proportion. No, it's not. This is happening. It's happening big time.
Yeah.
Quite a few people have reached out who have gone there, and here's the thing. They're like, all right, my passport's about to expire. A lot of people do this, a lot of Chinese people. Their passport is about to expire. So then they kind of plan a family trip around that. They're like, I'm going to go back and visit family, and then I'll renew my passport while I'm there.
Correct.
Kind of, and we're talking about people that are American citizens, Canadian, doesn't matter. But they still have their Chinese nationality, even though by Chinese law you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to have dual nationality. A lot of people do. Just when they fly there, they'll fly on their, Chinese passport and stuff. So they go and they fly in to visit family. This has happened to 3 people that I know personally, okay? Not all of them were flying to meet family. 2 of them were going to meet family. Another one was just going to China for whatever other reason. So they fly there. They go into the local place to get their passport renewed, and it's like, sorry, not happening.
I've had over 10 people reach out now that can't get their passports renewed.
Yeah. So what happens is now their passport is expired and they can't leave.
Yep.
Because without their passport, they cannot leave.
Yeah, someone I know is trying to, their wedding is planned in the UK, and she can't go because her passport's expired and they won't give her a new one. So she's trapped in China. Her husband's in the UK.
So it's happened to people that are citizens of other countries, but it's mainly happening, of course, to Chinese people. So they're here on a green card or on a student visa or, a 90-day fiancé visa or whatever the hell they're on. Whatever they are. you know, and they go back to renew their passport. Sorry, no dice. So they can't leave. You can't, remember, without a passport, you cannot pass the port.
Can't pass the port.
You cannot pass through customs. You cannot
can't
pass
collect.
go.
You can't
cannot-
collect 200.
No, you know that's true, because every time, at least when I go travel with my Chinese wife, she always goes and stands in those tax refund
Fuck those
queues. You know,
things, dude.
whenever you go to like Japan or something, and then if you produce your receipts, you get tax back, so they cannot collect your tax rebate. Cannot pass go.
True.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, it's worrying, and it's a real thing. So if you are a Chinese person and you are planning to go back to China and your passport's about to expire soon, you might want to reconsider. Maybe try to get it renewed through your consulate in whatever country you're in, because I feel like they would do that.
Absolutely.
Because they want you to come back, so they want to give you a fresh passport. So maybe try that. Don't expect to get it done in China, because you might just end up getting trapped there.
Correct. Boycott China says Rage Against the CCP machine.
Sure.
Joseph Kim, thank you very much. Big Beef Bun says Sea Milk's professional wear: blazer, t-shirt, basketball shorts. Now Old Navy. I get where you're going with that joke, but you would never catch me dead wearing basketball shorts. You can confirm I'm wearing jeans, black jeans.
Yeah, he's wearing jeans, but you do wear shorts.
Yeah, but not basketball
Yeah,
shorts.
okay.
I don't play basketball.
All right.
And number 2, I would never shop at Old Navy.
Why? What's wrong with it? I don't even know Old Navy.
I don't know. It's just some shit store. I don't really know much. I don't buy.
It's probably really good. There's probably some good Old Navy clothes.
Probably.
Sounds good.
It's like very generic shit.
Okay.
Wing083 says, can we get creepy Sea Milk merch, like a bobblehead or a Funko Pop figure? Haha. I think the logistics of making that would be exorbitant.
Yeah.
the payoff, probably I would sell 5.
Maybe a T-shirt or something.
Maybe a T-shirt. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's very niche.
It's super neat. We should bring him back. He's
We
sitting
should.
on the shelf out
Next
there.
time I'm out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to make one of you if you got out of town.
True.
Dion Chapman, so not allowed to have tutoring, not allowed to play games. What else is there to do other than lay flat? I was talking to my wife about this earlier. All these restrictions are when you have an authoritarian power that's so disconnected from its populace, it thinks it's placating its people. The last thing, the Chinese government knows that revolutions happen when people are dissatisfied.
Yeah.
So what they do is try to satisfy them with these ridiculous regulations, but these regulations are not something people ask for.
Yeah.
So you ban education, you ban video games, you ban all sissy boys or whatever the fuck they're talking about
Yeah.
now.
Exactly. Yeah.
These are not things people want, right?
Yeah.
But they think, oh, if we do these things, that's what will make people calm down. That's what's
Correct.
causing lay flat revolution. That's what, and it's a massive, just total disconnect from real world, thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll do one more.
Definitely.
A. Watson, thank you very much. Tashi Wang Yao. I think I read that in Chinese. It's probably not Chinese.
Yeah.
Winston is a Western chauvinist.
Mm-hmm. Am I?
He made videos recently demonizing African Americans in South Africa.
What?
As an African American Chinese never called me the N-word. This
Wait,
sounds like
African Americans in South Africa.
So, by
Hang
the
on a
way,
second.
this is, I'm going to say almost 100% guarantee a Wu Mao, trying to, because they, African Americans.
Can I be honest
in
with
South
you?
Africa.
In my entire time living in South Africa, growing up in my 25 years growing up in South Africa, I had one African American client, and I met one other African American. There are not that many African Americans in South Africa. The guy who was my client, he came to South Africa to try and find his roots, and he started a business to go in doing tours of Soweto, and he got hijacked, he got mugged, his vehicle was stolen 3 times, and at the end of it, he was like, "I'm out of here."
Right. He's not talking about that. He just made an error.
Of course, I know, but
yeah.
I'm just trying to say the absolute ridiculousness that I made a
Right.
video recently demonizing African Americans in South Africa.
How dare you?
I certainly did not, because there are not many African Americans in South Africa. But it just shows you how
This
they
is Wu Mao logic.
Look, here's the thing: it's their playbook. They jump on the sort of woke wagon, so to speak, and they know that if you bring up African American, when you're talking about a white person in America anyway, it usually gets a reaction of something to do with racism. So they've got the ingredients, but they didn't quite get it right.
No, they
So
get
it's
a
like,
recipe.
okay,
So-
I said white chauvinist.
Right.
I said African American. Now, how can I make this join up? Let me see. Let me put that South Africa. Yes, and let me add N-word. It's just ridiculous. It's like a soup of ingredients that didn't quite work.
他是非常感谢你。
It's
你
just
给我
funny.
们10块钱。 这样的大钱，
Oh, yeah, of course.
谢谢。
I love that because it gives you a look into the mentality. You know what I mean? It's great. Anyway, let's
Thank
continue.
you. Joseph Kim, is it possible for China and Afghanistan to have a friendly relationship because the CCP knows that the Taliban can easily destabilize Xinjiang through their influence? That's why they're trying to do
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
And also for the lithium mines.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Summer 84 Cell, thank you. Wing 083 in your videos, Winston, especially your older ones, you never looked like you would sweat when walk around Shenzhen in a suit. Are your shirts magic? Oh, he sweat.
No, I used to sweat, but there's a special technique. You know, when you got those really crazy humid summers in Shenzhen, I would go stand in an air-conditioned restaurant or something like that, and then I'd kind of prepare myself mentally, get my camera ready and stuff, and I'd walk out. And then as you're walking, you have to control your breathing. It's all about breathing, because if you allow yourself to breathe too hard, you'll start to sweat. So you got to control your breathing and you're walking, and it's a technique, and you can kind of stop yourself from sweating that way for short bursts anyway.
The Wu Mao, Tasha, right?
Yeah.
He came back with a very interesting.
What is it?
Just check. Sorry, I'm just running some figures here.
Okay, figure runner.
Just a blatant mistake here. Okay,
Mhm.
you ready?
Yeah. What is it?
So Tasha says USA time. Oh, by the way, he's pretending to be African American. They
Yeah.
tend to do this.
Yeah.
So this Chinese Wu Mao,
Mhm.
that's a paid internet troll from. You're witnessing history here.
Yeah.
China pays internet trolls to go out and destabilize channels and
Correct,
leave bad
correct.
comments and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, what this Wu Mao is saying, he's pretending to be an African American.
Mhm.
Says USA time is limited. GDP PPP of China is already ahead of America. It is a matter of time until China becomes number on economy and military. Hide now. So let me just run those figures. So it's already ahead, right? GDP PPP for China is $17,700 per year. Okay. And the USA is $62,600 per year. So
It's not really working out, is it?
blatant lie.
Right.
This is great. Thank you for the money. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. The Chinese government's spending money on us. That's
Cool.
really nice.
All right, are we gonna?
Let's move on.
We're gonna move on. Everybody, we're moving on to our main section, which is Soft Power Hour, and we talk about how China is changing your mind and changing people's minds through media and various other ways. And today, we're talking about sissy pants. Now, I must say I hadn't heard the term sissy pants.
What the hell is a sissy pants? That sounds like something from the Biff and Chet would say in the 1950s.
Well, yeah, it is a kind of an old thing.
Come here, you sissy pants. Go
Exactly.
steal his lunch money, that sissy pants.
Exactly. I heard this actually in China once. It was quite funny. Well, you know when that new Sherlock Holmes came out with Cumberbatch or whatever?
Cumbersnatch.
Yeah, it's like, you know, Egg Benedict or whatever his name. Yeah.
I never remember.
He's got the most ridiculous name.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
It's
Okay.
not Cumbersnatch, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, when that came out, right?
Mhm.
And
It was widely popular in China.
super,
Yeah.
super popular. And at the
Chinese
time,
girls were simping for him.
yeah, and
Yeah.
At the time I had some private work on the side, and there were these teenage boys, right? They were like probably 13, 14, right? And what I'd do is very rich,
Yeah.
and I'd go to the parents' like villa that they had basically, and I'd go and teach. It was him and his friend, because one child policy. So it's the son and one of their friends, and they would pay me to come do like an hour a week of
Yeah.
just English stuff on the side
Yeah.
or whatever. And we were just talking about popular TV shows and stuff, and they were getting mad about Sherlock Holmes.
Why?
They were saying like, I don't understand why all the girls like him. He's such a sissy pants.
They said
They said sissy
in
pants.
English.
Yes, in English.
Where did they learn that word?
I don't
Nobody
know.
says that.
Well, they do in China. At least the teenagers were, 10
I
years
have
ago.
seen it. I have seen it in like comments,
Yeah.
like when people try to type English.
Yeah. So anyway,
I haven't seen pants. I should say I've seen sissy.
No, but they said sissy pants.
That's
and to
amazing.
me, that was the first time I'd heard it since I was probably like 10 years old as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of bizarre. Anyway, there's an issue with
Yeah. Why don't you explain?
with Xiaoxian Rou. Let's talk about Xiaoxian Rou for a little bit, but we should probably show some examples. We'll go back to this little meme here of yours in a second, because
Well, we have to explain what's banned.
yeah, we will, and we have
Okay.
to show it.
Sure.
So, if you look at the picture behind here, this is a very famous.
Two beautiful ladies.
It looks like two beautiful ladies. You would say that at a glance, anyway.
Yeah.
But the man on the left-hand side of the screen here is a very famous actor, in China, and he's one of what's called a Xiaoxian Rou, which means a little fresh meat. Okay, and I mean it's pretty self-explanatory. Just the name Xiaoxian Rou.
Xiaoxian Rou.
Okay, here we have another Xiaoxian Rou. I shot this footage myself, just in an advert for Coca-Cola. And yeah, if you look at what these guys look like, they're very delicate, very effeminate. These are all Chinese Xiaoxian Rou in the background playing. They got very white skin, incredibly immaculate swish hair, you know. That's the same guy from the first picture, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They
What
kind
are
of...
they doing with their hands?
you know, it's...
What was that?
A
A lot of makeup. Holy shit.
Yeah, okay. Anyone who's seeing this will know what we're talking about. Very effeminate, very sort of fine features.
Damn.
You know, they're immaculately kind of dressed. They look like little girly boys. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I don't want to be rude or anything like that. I think a lot of them are very handsome, you know,
Yeah,
in their effeminate way.
They're definitely attractive men.
Yeah,
for a lot of these
of course. And this has become the style, okay, that the younger generation likes.
I'd like you to. There's enough to run behind.
Yeah,
this,
sure,
okay.
sure.
So my wife, this is not a new thing. My
Right.
wife,
No,
since the day I met her, her type, always growing up. So we're talking about the 90s and early 2000s.
Sure.
She much preferred these types. She called them flower boys. She loved this effeminate male type. They had to be
Right.
handsome, obviously. They
Sure.
can't just be some spindly dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they're handsome, this is a type. That's definitely a preference in East, and not just in China. This is East Asia in general.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about where it came from.
Not for everyone, but hugely popular for a reason, right?
Well, pretty much everybody has seen Korean boy bands. You know,
it's the same
Okay.
idea.
hmm This style actually originated from Japan. I'm going to
Yeah.
show a little bit of footage that I took in Japan. You know, after all this nonsense, we'll talk about that. But the fact of the matter is, this is what a little fresh meat is. Okay, a little fresh meat is a very feminine-looking sissy boy, as they like to call him, a sissy pants.
China, yeah.
Actually, the government officials call them sissy pants and sissy boys. That's
Yeah.
the wording that they use. The Chinese
that
government.
word creeps me out. It reminds me of the 1950s.
I know, but I mean, look, I think it is very descriptive, in a way.
Yes, yeah.
I mean,
I would just call them effeminate
if
boys.
somebody said
Girly
sissy pants
boys.
to me, and then I saw this picture, I would put two and two together and say, yeah, that's probably what they're talking about.
you wouldn't use sissy pants.
I wouldn't, but I mean, like,
It's
you know,
cringe.
Yeah, it is pretty cringe. I mean, the use of the word. Anyway, so that's the Xiaoxian Rou. Now, the Chinese government doesn't like little fresh meats, and the reason is they're worried that China's losing its masculinity.
Yeah, so I'm going to read some quotes translated from
Go for it.
Chinese, okay? So there was a China TV watchdog, and he
Yeah.
actually called Niang Pao is what we call these sissy pants, right?
Sissy pants, yeah.
Niang Pao is like kind of like a soft boy, a feminine
Yeah.
boy, and he called their look deformed aesthetics.
Deformed aesthetics.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
called deformed. Sounds like a butthurt wanker that has a bunch of how do you say schweige, like handsome
Yeah,
dudes.
handsome, yeah.
And he's super jealous of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, he used a Niang Pao, which is a derogatory term, and he said masculinity is being associated with nationalism.
Mhm.
Okay, so now what's happening is they want to ban
Yeah.
sissy boys.
Yeah.
I hate to be using this word because it's so
Sissy pants.
retarded. Sissy pants boys, sissy pants. Let's say effeminate boys. They want to
Yeah.
ban them
Yeah.
because nationalism, something they're trying to stoke right now,
Yes.
is associated with being masculine, right? And this is the quote. It's believed the effeminate male image could mislead young people, hinder the nation's rejuvenation, and weaken the country's ability in fighting with others. So the central government says that men shouldn't look effeminate because they will lose wars,
That's
basically.
correct. Yeah.
The logic that they're leaping to is fascinating.
Yes.
What they don't understand, again, remember I was talking about, my wife was talking about the disconnect between the government and the people. There's a reason that this aesthetic is popular. It's
Yes.
always been popular with young girls. It's just how it is.
You know what? I'm going to drop a bit of a bombshell, but this sissy pants thing has been going on for centuries. In
Centuries,
China. Have you
yeah.
ever seen the old
Yeah.
paintings and stuff?
In Asia.
The Chinese always with their silken robes
Yeah.
and their fancy hairstyles and their makeup and everything, even thousands of years ago.
This isn't new.
No, thousands of years ago this was popular in Asia.
So the problem is there's a
They
huge
call us barbarians because we got beards
correct.
and stuff, you know.
There is a huge, massive thing with insecurity, and it's not amongst the populace. The government doesn't want to see the Western soldiers, you know, those big, strong guys,
Sure.
and then say, "Oh, but look," because I mean, obviously, people online in China are making memes. Look, they always do this. Look at Russia's army. Look at our K-pop looking boys. They do this. Chinese netizens do this all the time, and unfortunately, it triggers the response of the government,
Yes.
who says, "Okay, then you're not allowed to be a sissy pants boy
No.
anymore."
No more sissy pants.
The top voted comment on Weibo. Okay, so Weibo is like Twitter.
Yeah.
The top voted comment on Weibo when the government decided that they were going to ban sissy pants boys was, I thought, quite good. They said, so men should be masculine, as in being dirty and having big bellies.
Yeah.
Sissy is the highest. Another person said, "Sissy is the highest compliment for a man." Another person wrote, "It means that the person is probably very handsome. He pays attention to his personal hygiene, has good manners, and respects women."
Yeah.
Because what they're saying is they're
Oh,
fighting
we've
against.
got a
Let me
picture.
show a picture.
Yeah, I got a picture. There we go.
What they're fighting against, and again, I think, correct me if
So
I'm
that's
wrong
supposed
here.
to be masculine type.
Yes,
image there,
correct
right?
me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
But the average girl in China would much rather have a sissy pants that pulls a chair out for her, brings her a flower, pays for her dinner,
Sure.
right? Looks, well, he's not smoking. He doesn't
Yeah.
have brown teeth from cigarettes.
Uh-huh.
Brushed his teeth. And looks, okay, he looks more feminine, but at least he took care of himself.
Look, it's just
then
a,
this.
it's just a style choice, and I've actually got a
It's
fantastic.
pushback against
Yeah.
this.
I've got a fantastic example. I filmed actually when I was in Beijing, when I was busy.
Mafia guy,
When
yeah.
I was filming that Stay Awesome China documentary of mine.
This, yeah.
I filmed a couple getting their wedding photos done.
Right.
Now, for those of you who don't know, wedding photos it's completely different to the West. Normally we get our wedding photos taken on the day we have our wedding. But in China, it's a big thing, which is done months, usually weeks, at least, or months before the actual wedding. Is you get bussed around by wedding photography companies to parks and the beach and whatever else, right?
Yeah.
And what they'll do is they'll set you up in all these different scenarios, take photos of you, and then when you have your actual wedding, they'll play like a slideshow of the.
Yeah, I
the
was
wedding.
there.
Yeah.
It's all on YouTube, too.
Yes, yeah, it's true.
Enjoy those.
That Mickey Mouse ass crap
Oh,
thing was
dude.
the worst. Anyway, here's the thing though. Look, you can see that the so-called sissy pants style is what the guy is wearing. That's his style.
That's just what they do.
And there's nothing wrong with
No,
it.
no.
Okay, if you take a look, this is what the younger generation wants. He looks totally fine. He
And
looks
again-
very happy. He looks like a normal man, a normal boy.
Right.
He just takes care of himself. He just
Wah.
cares
You
about the
know?
way he looks, type thing. This should be people's personal choice. Why can't people, be the way they want to be? The Chinese government says no.
No.
This is not what
You
we
need
want.
to be a scumbag.
Yeah, we do not want this. Roll up your shirt and expose your belly. Have a Beijing bikini.
That's what I was going to say.
Smoke a cigarette.
It's a pushback. These women like this because they don't want to see their abusive
want
drunk
this.
uncle. They
They-
don't want that. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Right?
This
the
is
Chinese
what I
government
filmed in
wants
the-
this.
Yeah, exactly.
They want mafia leaders.
Yeah, they want this kind
You
of thing.
almost died
But-
filming this.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I almost died filming this guy because they noticed me
He's
filming.
going to come fucking kill you.
Yeah, well, at least one of his friends
This
noticed
is
me.
this is
That-
an
that-
example
that
of
guy.
this is an example of a mafia boss
Yeah,
that will
exactly.
actually bury
See,
you.
you see where? Sorry, that's a clip of Japan I was about to show. But you see, like, if you look right at the end of this clip when it ends, the guy turned around. See?
Oh shit! Oh,
Look,
shit.
he made eye contact with me, and I was
Oh,
filming them,
shit.
trying to be discreet. When he turned around, I was like, "Oh yeah, just checking these settings on my camera here."
That guy would have buried you.
Dude, I'd be dead. Those, that-
My point is,
yeah.
the
Would a
Chinese
woman rather
government
have
wants
this,
that.
this ox,
He literally,
this freaking ox?
he's the boss in Double Dragon.
Yeah, he's that Abobo guy who breaks through the wall. You'd rather have that ox, or would you rather have like a well-kept, nice guy, right?
That
Okay.
actually treats you well.
Yeah.
The thing is, these
exactly.
women are pushing back because chauvinism is a huge thing in China. Drunk men that beat their wives, it's a thing. It
is.
happens often.
Yeah.
And they have the Beijing bikini, they pull
Yeah.
it up, they're
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes, they treat women like shit, they talk down to them.
Yeah.
Of course they're gonna want a boy that's polite and
Yeah.
dresses nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But no, China says no. Do you know
Yeah.
why? Because CCP officials are all dirtbags. Like, they all look like that type.
Exactly.
Stained teeth,
Dude,
dirty.
Here's the thing. Look at the party conferences.
Yep.
Look at Xi Jinping, who kind of looks like a
He's
bit of a-
slovenly.
yeah,
He's slovenly.
He's not a handsome man.
It's not even handsome. He doesn't treat himself well.
No, he doesn't take care of
No.
his appearance. He just kind of sits there like
Neither
a
did Mao.
toad. If you look at the way his posture and everything, he's literally just like sitting there like he just wants everything to end.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the leader look.
Yes, and every single one of those officials look like shit. Tobacco
They look like
stained
shit.
teeth.
They
look,
stand with their hands behind their back.
Yeah, big
like they don't
bellies.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
They have their bellies sticking out and they're smoking a cigarette and they don't pay attention to stuff.
Yes.
That's the leader look.
So I guess when you got that kind of person in power and they see these like attractive man-women things on TV and they like, I don't understand, is that a boy, is that a girl, like we don't
It's
need
like
this.
boomer logic.
Yeah, they're like, we don't need this, you know what I mean, like shh, get rid of it, you know,
Yeah.
shh, just no, man is this.
Pussies.
Yeah.
Gay. That's it. The CCP officials are sitting and watching TV with their like daughter,
Yeah.
and the daughter's like, "Oh, how shy, he's so handsome." They're like, "Gay" in the background, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, shh, just like
I
pull
love
out
that
a
you-
nose.
I love that you call that guy an ox.
What else would you call
He's
him?
an
He looks like a bloody ox. He's like a work ox, you know, that pulls a.
He'll
you know,
kill you.
I know.
There was a guy that got caught. He was a mafia boss that was torturing people and then burying them in the sand
Yeah.
up into their head and like killing them basically
Sure.
while they're in the sand. He looked just like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just bad news
He's
all
done
around. He's
so
a
many
bad
bad
man.
things.
Super bad man.
That ox.
I can't return to China. Never mind the CCP. I'm worried about this guy.
I'm the CCP. Screw them. I'm
Yeah.
worried about that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, the reason why
Yeah.
I've got a clip of this is Osaka in Dotonbori. For those of you who know the famous Glico man and all that stuff, I actually just put that in there to show you that this next footage is Japan, not China, because there now is
Nice, sir.
now we're in Fukuoka. Okay, and Fukuoka is down south. I don't know if you've ever heard of like a Hakata ramen and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
from
yeah.
that area. It's
Yep.
really good. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, we wanted to show you the genesis of this girly boy thing.
It's not from China.
No, it's from Japan.
Yeah.
Now, what you see behind you here is a place called Night Search.
I
And
love that.
My Japanese friend Aikido-san, okay, I went to go meet him in Fukuoka, and he showed me around. So the first night we went to an izakaya, which is kind of like a little restaurant you go to after a day's work, and you get drunk and stuff. We had a great time. So we got horribly drunk. He's like, I want to show you the red light district area around here. My wife was with me, by the way. Don't worry, nothing funny happened.
You're
It's
not
just-
going on the night
it's-
search for men.
No, no. I mean, the fact of the matter is, okay, it's not out of the normal. Okay, in Japan, these kind of spots, they just exist. It's vibey. You go down there and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you got these places, and this is like a host directory, basically. I'll just get back to that quickly because you can probably see inside. Sorry,
These places.
I know. Night
I
Search.
saw these when I was in Tokyo.
Yeah. You'll see there's like a bunch of posters and stuff on the wall. You go in there, it's got like directories, like phone books. Okay.
If this
But-
isn't a symptom of like a broken society, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so anyway, you go in and you've got hosts and hostesses that you can choose from. Okay, and it's
Yeah.
literally like these big directories, like a glossy magazine.
Yeah.
And you
I know
flip-
you brought me
Yeah, I
one.
know. I brought him one for the men, the hosts. I'll actually just fast forward a bit. Okay, see here, this is like Club the Stinger. Okay.
The Stinger.
Yeah, Club the Stinger is one of the places that you would go to for
To get one of
hosts.
these little guys.
Hosts
little
or
boys.
host. Well, this is for hosts. Okay, so
Okay.
Club the
For
Stinger.
boys.
And
So
you-
you're a woman or a gay man. You go out of work and you're like, oh, keep me company.
Yeah, so basically what happens is you go to this that night search. There's lots of places like that. And then you get like a glossy looking magazine with a cover sort of like this, okay? And then you open it up and it's got pictures like this. Okay, now you might think what's going on? Okay, don't worry, there's female versions of it
This
as
is
well.
like an anime.
okay? Yeah, but we're talking about the sissy boy stuff,
Yeah.
right? Sissy pants. So you open it up, you see pictures of guys like this. Okay, and you're thinking, what's going on here? But then as you flip through, it has their names, and I'll get to another one here.
Mimi.
Yes, well, yeah.
Brave warrior. Can you go back? I want to read their names.
Okay, sure.
Okay, we have Tenno Shizuku, Yui,
Yeah,
Mimi, Haisha Hayo. Okay, that's fine.
They're all
Miwa
fine.
Cape. Brave warrior.
Yes.
That's
That's
great.
Brave Warrior is pretty cool. Look at him
Post
compared
length.
to the others. But anyway, this is how it works. They give them rankings. You can see like rank up, rank down at the top. They're
That's
like,
so sad.
yeah. Anyway, they're rated. It tells you how much per hour or whatever. You can see over there.
Okay.
It tells you like the
So
normal
Tinder
rate.
for the room price
Yeah.
or whatever.
It says rate, which
Yeah.
is rate, and then it will give you like the direct, like the club address and a phone number or some kind of thing, and then you go into those night search type places, and they have like a manager in there, and he'll call and make an appointment for
Right.
you. Oh, you want this one?
Right.
Okay, so you choose this host. So let's say we decide to go with. Who would you
I like
choose?
I like the cigarette guy. He looks pretty cool.
Okay,
The third guy.
cigarette guy.
Yeah, the third one.
His-
He's ranked up as well.
Oh yeah, he's ranked up. This is 2017, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. So you go for cigarette guy. So you're like, I want this guy.
Right.
Okay. Garin or whatever his name
He's
is.
cool.
Okay, so you go for Garin over there because that's his name, Garin.
Okay.
Whatever. So you go for that guy. The manager guy will call up that club and book you an appointment and to go to that guy, and then
Okay.
you pay like a fee for this booking service as well. That's what those little night.
Oh, that's what
search,
night
yeah.
search is for.
And then you will go and sit down with them for your hour or 2 hours, and they will play little games with you, eat fruit together, talk about whatever
day.
stuff, talk about your day.
It's like a fake boyfriend.
It's like a fake boyfriend. You get the
Right.
same with women. It's a fake girlfriend,
Yeah.
a hostess. They'll pour you a drink for you. They'll
Right.
clap and laugh
It's
at
not
your
prostitution.
jokes. No,
It
it's
ca-
not.
It
It's
can
not.
be
Yeah,
later.
of course, you do get that. But I'll make that clear. This isn't
No.
prostitution. This
No.
host stuff. It can lead to that, and there
Right.
are certain. But this is just like you go and talk about your day, and you pay an outrageous price for the company of someone, which is again a bit of a I don't know, a warning sign.
Yeah.
But anyway, the fact of the matter is, this is where it came from. Okay, it trickled down from Japan, and these outrageous styles that these hosts wear. Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. This weird hairstyle and the way
Yeah.
they do their makeup and everything. Then it went to Korea, South Korea, and it took off wildly there. If you turn on any South Korean drama, it looks like you're just watching Sissy Boys. You cry all the time. You watch that stuff a lot. There's a lot of those swish hair, chisel
Oh yeah.
features.
Yeah.
Then we obviously got into K-pop.
Japanese people said that guy's name translated to Karen.
Yeah, I mean,
Karen.
yeah, that's right.
I picked Karen.
I'm trying to give him a little bit of face to say it's,
okay, I
Karen.
gotcha.
Yeah, there's no Nigori mark, so it is Karen, yeah.
who would you choose Karen as well?
No. I think if I had to choose one of those dudes to hang out with and have a chat with, probably the dude with the hat, because he's ranked
Oh, hat
down.
guy. Oh, make him feel better.
Yeah, I
That
just
would
have
suck.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a chat with the guy and
course,
just be
you
like,
don't-
"Hey,
yeah.
man, you happy doing what you do? Maybe you should consider a different line of work."
Anyway,
It's pretty
you were saying-
demeaning
you were
what you're
saying.
doing to yourself here. You're ranked down in the local magazine. Come on, man, you're better than that.
Night search.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, it started in Japan, it went to South Korea, and then
Yeah.
it ended up in
So
China.
yeah, so what I want to say is that if you look at K-pop influence, that
Yeah.
started here with this host culture stuff.
Yes.
And then it trickled down. So China actually mostly got it back then from Japan directly.
Yeah.
But then because K-pop took off massively in China as well, they kind of started borrowing it from the Korean version of that. So you kind of have like a mixture of that. The
Yeah.
Japanese original style trickled down into Shamata culture,
Yes.
which if you guys remember is that kind of like
Yeah, remember we covered this.
rural
Yeah.
rural like amazing beautiful aesthetic that you'll find in rural China.
Yeah, this
factory
nonsense.
worker
Yeah, you can
aesthetic.
see this definitely started with the whole host and
That's
hostess.
host culture trickle down, and for some reason took off with the factory workers in China,
Yeah.
migrant workers.
Yeah, exactly.
It became like a weird aesthetic where they listen to terrible hardcore techno
yeah.
and dance and change their hairs and become very, very strange.
Yeah,
we
they're-
love them.
they're
They're lost
amazing.
souls.
Yes,
they're just
yes.
lost souls.
They are. They
I feel
definitely
bad
are.
for them, to be honest, because they get demonized in China like crazy.
Yeah, well, they got their own little. This guy, I'm sorry, but
We
he's
love
just the,
him.
the most hilarious leader of the shaman.
Yeah, look at how cool he becomes. And this look at his
yeah,
he's the leader.
yeah, he's definitely the
Yeah.
leader. Yeah, he's got a landing pad on his head.
It's like a Lego brick.
Yeah, this part though. This
Oh
is
yeah,
just
he's
the-
like he didn't do his neck.
No,
You
he
notice?
didn't.
It's like
No,
cut
he
off.
didn't. Yeah. Anyway, so the be all and the end all of this is I don't know if you guys have seen my video I released this morning, there's a very disturbing document that's been released and
Yeah.
been blasted out. The entire Chinese state media, every single facet of it. And it's written by a very left wing, you would say, in China, or very. It's difficult to tell, really. The left wing in China is like the conservatives.
conservatives,
so it's
yeah.
very conservative. And he's basically explaining what's happening in China is the beginning of the next cultural revolution.
Uh-huh.
And part of all of that is we have to get rid of these
Sissy boys.
sissy boys. So we have to first of all get rid of the sissy boys. We have to get rid of the nymphomaniac, women stars. Okay.
Yeah, he's calling them like nymphomaniacs.
Yeah, just terrible stuff. Got to get rid of this, and we have to bring masculinity and blood and red
Right.
and heroes back to China. And this is something that's condoned by state media and sent out everywhere. So getting
Correct.
rid of this Western style fan club base, because they're worried about fan adoration.
Yes.
They don't like the fact that these, sissy pants have got so many fans.
That word.
Because
yeah.
no, but at the end of the day, the majority of young girls and
They like it.
teenagers in China like that style.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
It's the same in the West when Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were big. Like all
the
the girls
difference
were
is-
swooning.
The difference is Bill Clinton or George Bush or whatever will take a picture with them and say,
Yes.
"Oh, we're so
They
proud
won't
to
be
have
like,
them."
oh, these
No,
sissy
fuck
boys.
these guys,
Yeah,
let's kill
sissy
them.
pants.
Get rid
Cancel.
of
Yeah,
them.
we don't want
Yeah.
to see Backstreet Boys on the TV anymore.
No,
Get rid of
because they're jealous.
Yes, it's
honestly,
jealousy.
CCP officials have the ultimate authority to express jealousy through law.
Yes,
That's what it is.
that's correct.
Um,
Yeah.
One take we wanted to correct is what we're seeing a lot on the internet is that it's some blanket ban of this.
Yeah.
What this actually is, so what they did was they banned earrings for
They
men
did ban earrings. You couldn't, and ponytails.
and ponytails,
They blurred them out.
and they blurred them out and tattoos and stuff. And the
Yeah.
reason is they wanted to get rid of that effeminate image. They actually did ban that.
Yes.
Now this is also supposed to be a ban, the Sissy Pants Boys ban.
Yes, yeah.
But what they're trying to do is stiff arm these entertainment companies to self-censor before they do anything. They will do something if it gets out of control.
Well, what they've done is they put out a mandate.
Yeah.
Okay. That these kind of feminine boys and
Fem
stuff,
boys, yeah.
sissy pants,
Yeah,
have to
sissy
be.
pants, yeah.
They just have to be boycotted.
Yes.
So they said you must boycott them. So that means the entertainment industry is going to have to cut down on this stuff.
Also, look at the video game industry. I think, like, with all these regulations and stuff,
Yeah.
they don't understand. You're slowly whittling away the very few pleasures and very few freedoms that Chinese people had. And
Yeah.
this is going to backfire. It will.
You know,
It always does.
that's the problem is they want to bring back this idea that the entertainment industry, the movie stars and that, have to serve the party, okay? They have to serve the country, and they must be of a specific image.
Correct.
And it's boring as all hell. You
Yeah.
know all those disgusting TV shows you see every day where they're killing Japanese
Yeah.
people over and over again, and it's just ridiculous
Yeah.
fantasy.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yes.
They want this kind of like communist wearing,
Right.
they wear
Red.
that hat. They have to do their all like stupid poses all the time, and
They want
you know,
they want everyone to be like that
flag
woman.
flying. They want Wolf Warrior.
Yeah, they want Wolf Warriors 2.0s.
You know, that's all they want. And so they want women to be all like kind of plain and calm down a little bit, and
Yes.
less flashy, and they want the boys to be sort of rough and tumble revolutionaries, and that's what they want. And you know what? It's boring.
It's so boring.
No one wants that growing up.
They're deleting individualism even more than
Yeah.
it already was.
It's unfortunate because it's rolling back.
Yeah.
Because they blame this whole like sissy pants thing on the West again. They say
Yeah.
it's Western influence. It's actually Japanese influence.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, of course, Japanese
in a
was
way,
influenced
yeah,
by the West,
whatever.
but it doesn't matter. If dudes want to dress up like sissy pants pansies and jump around like, with those weird hairstyles and makeup and stuff, let them do it,
It's what's popular.
Yeah, the girls like it.
Yep.
If I was a young man and all the girls were going after guys like that, I wouldn't wear makeup and stuff, but I'd be thinking about it. I'd be
I'd
like,
be like, you know what?
hey, the girls will like
It would
that
definitely
kind of thing.
influence your style in some way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably start to take care of the way I look a little better,
Yeah, you'd pay more attention, kick you into gear a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe get rid of those tobacco stains off your
Yeah,
teeth.
stop
Smoking.
smoking and stuff, But anyway, the fact of the matter is it's pretty awful what they're doing. But that's the end of the main section. We've got more coming, don't you worry.
Don't you
So
worry.
we're going to
Stay
answer a couple
tuned.
of super chats. We got some interesting world news and a good Wumao corner for you.
Yes,
So-
we do. Jay Crow says America needs to sack up and start treating Canada the same. I don't know what that means.
No, neither do I.
Coney Tsang says just show some support. Currently on the road, though. I'll have to catch up. You're in for a good one, Coney.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you already must have watched the good part.
Mm-hmm.
There's more good parts coming. Actually, some really good comeuppance in this next part.
It's pretty interesting.
Bjarni Christiansen from Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to hear from you. Fantastic video, Winston, about the blatant state brainwashing doctrine in their Lenin, aka Ryan papers.
Yes.
For those of you new, Ryan is Xi Jinping's English name.
Yes.
Freaks us out.
Ryan Xi.
Ryan Xi.
Yeah.
In all honesty, if a kinetic war breaks out between NATO, USA, and China, who starts firing?
Who knows? It's tough.
I reckon it would be China.
Yeah, I
over
think what will
Taiwan.
happen is China will try to invade Taiwan, and
I don't personally think that's
Yeah.
going to happen.
in that scenario.
In that scenario
Yeah.
would be the one. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Mustang Salt says, it's funny that the Chinese lady is wearing American clothing dominating in China. And I'm going to cry about it. I'm going to cry about
Actually, yeah, a sweater isn't something that's native to
No.
Chinese fashion, is it?
No.
A red sweater, that, you
it.
know.
I mean, everyone could claim anything at that point if we're going to use her dumbass logic.
Absolutely, we could.
Nyan Ray, I cried so hard when I saw IKEA stuff when visiting the U.S. Obviously, a Swedish guy. That's funny.
Yeah.
I cried for you, too.
Mhm.
Tashi, the
he's
Wumao is
back.
back. The guy
Okay.
that's LARPing is an African American.
Yes.
I can actually tell from the grammar that he's a Chinese speaker.
Yeah, you could
Actually,
tell.
Bank of China and most big companies are state-owned, so it is hers. You won't understand China because it is more equal than America. You can read, if you speak
Equal to
fluent
what?
Chinese, you can read someone's English and
Yes.
know if they're
Yeah,
translating.
absolutely, it's Chinese.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Case closed 93. I was in Canada recently and couldn't believe how many Chinese Canadians, especially rich ones, support or defend the CCP. Yeah, the new arrivals tend to.
Of course, they got their wealth because of the CCP.
Yeah.
A lot of them had connections and stuff, so of course they're going to support it. But it's quite funny that they are willing to support it but not live there.
A lot of other Chinese people told me it's become hard to protest the CCP there, and they need to
Yeah.
keep it up. Yeah, the U.S., I'm seeing a lot of homegrown support in the Chinese diaspora to fight against the CCP.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, in places like Canada, I'm seeing the reverse.
Yeah, but that's because of so much so many corrupt officials
Yeah.
and so much corrupt money has come from the CCP into Canada. And because of Canada's more or less open policy when it comes to immigration, as long as you have
that's
money,
the issue, right? Yeah.
it has allowed the worst of the worst Chinese.
They
to-
better get their national
you know.
security on board. Like,
Yeah.
it's getting out of
It's
control.
just, it's bad. They pretty much own Canada at this point.
yeah.
I keep saying like Australia belongs to China, but Canada
Canada
is
was
actually
long
was the
lost.
first one.
It's a
It was
go.
first Canada and then
And now
Australia.
Australia's flipping back,
Yeah.
Diddle Smurf says, can you try to translate a tongue twister in Mandarin, please? Maybe someday.
Yeah, there's
I'm not
actually
very good. Yeah,
whatever
I'm not
that
very
one is.
good at this.
Yeah, we'll get on that one.
Matej Schmecker says, guys, please watch The Hidden Secrets of Money by Mike Maloney.
Okay. We'll
Black
take a
Halo
look.
6, thank you very much. And Uber Gugu, thank you for everything you do. Black Halo 6, remember how we kicked the French, Spanish, and British out of North America, and now we own France, Spain, and Great Britain? Same vibe from her. Yeah. Never letting go. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sebastian Zachariason, here's a cup of coffee for you both. Greetings from Norway, Taiwan, #1. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Zifad, our boys. We want some green screen pics of you for memes. Oh, yeah. People keep bugging us about that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I wonder if I can. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Next time I'll create a scene on here so that when
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
just
can
green.
press the button, it'll be green for you
Yeah,
guys.
and then you guys can harvest.
Yep.
Black Halo 6 just joined as a member. How do I convince you to not have How do I convince you to not have the 24-month member badge be a red badge? Just saying. We can change it.
Yeah, we can
All right,
change
we'll
it.
update them. We'll
Yeah,
update
it's
them.
about time. It's about time we did.
You definitely... I feel like Milk Dog should be the highest honor.
It probably should be.
But maybe we can do like a Sissy Pants one or
Yeah, I
something.
could
huh?
do something along those
Ryan
lines.
G says, regarding knockoff songs, the 2022 Beijing Olympics theme is a knockoff of Let It Go from Frozen. I have to go hear that.
Really?
I'll do that. We'll do it for the next episode.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
By the way,
that's
we got
good.
another rap for you, but we're saving it for next
Yeah,
week.
we wanted to highlight this woman's hilarity in the beginning.
Yeah. So
Anyway, well, let's move on.
we're gonna move on, guys, and what you see here is not a real person.
I wanted to let this simmer in for you guys. Does that look like a real person to you? I think you would, if you looked at it for more than 15
Especially
seconds.
if it's a small avatar
Yeah.
on, say, Twitter.
Sure.
It looks real.
But if you look at it large for about 15 seconds, I'd say you'd start to get little eerie vibes, right?
Yeah.
You look at the pupils, you look at the whole composition. And actually, if you go to the next slide here,
Okay.
a little presentation, you'll actually see it was from this website called thispersondoesnotexist.com, which I find fascinating.
This person does not exist.com.
You can actually just go to that website and then refresh it, and it will
Oh.
make a new person every time.
By the way, just for those of you who don't know, this is our Wumao corner
Oh,
where
yeah,
we
sorry.
talk about Wumaos and the haters, so basically the ultra nationalists and what they're doing out there. It's always good to keep your finger on the pulse, because it's a very good insight into the psyche when it comes to China's nationalism. So anyway,
Right. So this is AI, and
Yeah.
they'll make a person for you, and you can use it for an avatar.
yeah.
Right.
So it makes fake people basically by taking machine learning. It takes
Yeah.
many different pictures and it just kind of composes a picture for you out of many different people type thing.
Correct. And you guys can try it out. This
Yeah.
person
So
designed
this guy was
is that. Yeah.
he was being retweeted by all the high-level CCP shills attacking specifically your video, okay, and attacking me and attacking others. But he kind of came out of nowhere, and he was being retweeted.
Well,
by
yeah,
all the
I'd
big
like
guys.
to. I'd like to read it. So,
So,
this
sure.
is what gave me weird vibes.
Okay, let's get to the.
So all of a sudden,
Here we go.
this tweet comes out from a man named Nathaniel S. That fake picture that you saw,
Sure.
and it says 1 of 9. That's how you know it's someone that's really
Yeah,
digging
they
in.
got-
It says yesterday, my partner and I. So it's a gay dude, right?
No, that's not true. He could be Australian.
Oh, it could be us. Oh, he was supposed to be LARPing as an Australian.
Don't forget, that was very confusing. We had a Australian
That's true.
subscriber
Right.
come over to meet us to go ride around, on bikes with us when we were still in China. And he kept saying, my partner this, my partner that. And, we're like, wanted to be sensitive and be sure and be like, and then he kept, then eventually he was talking about like how his partner did this and that. And he started to say, oh, she likes this and she like,
We're like, what?
What's
Because
going
usually
on?
you use that as if it's a gay person.
Yeah.
Okay,
just-
anyway,
just
so
saying. So
fake-
just so for those of you who know, people in Australia are a bit weird.
Yeah.
They don't like to say my girlfriend or
Right.
my boyfriend
They say
or
my
my
partner.
wife or my husband. They just say me partner. Just so you know.
Yes.
From my experience anyway. So just don't be taken aback when they say that.
Sure. Well, we don't have to worry, 'cause this guy's not really Australian.
No,
He's
no.
LARPing as an Australian
Anyway,
person. It says, yesterday, me partner and I watched this
Yeah.
video from YouTuber Loud86 and were left completely shocked by the disgraceful, dishonest, and tone-deaf piece of U.S. apologist propaganda I've seen in quite a while. Now, first off, that video, I mean, I expressed multiple times that I didn't support the invasion of Afghanistan to begin
Of course,
with.
Of course.
Don't have to say that now. I'm just throwing that out there, that this is absolute bullshit. And I was like, well, this must be a Wumao. But then I went through all of the actual parts, and you can go to the next part. Come back to
Okay.
this. And I think I have a knack for this kind of stuff. I can read, you can too. You read
Yeah.
patterns in people's language.
Absolutely.
And so I read this book, and I'm not going to go through it.
No, it's
but
just
the way that
nonsense.
he referred to me as Matt, and the way that he talked about even the way he used punctuation,
Yeah.
the word the far-fetched, it's all stuff I've seen before.
Yes.
And then it all came together when the final tweet was, and you can remove us.
Okay.
And again, we don't like to name people usually, but he named Shill, one of the
Yes.
Shills, right? And urges everyone
To go and,
to go and subscribe and watch a specific video that he made about me.
Yeah.
Right? Along the same lines of
and
what I
don't
was saying
forget
about.
that person, that obsessed, crazy,
Psychopath,
cyber stalking
yeah.
sycophant, he retweeted these tweets.
Yes, and then he retweeted these ones.
Yes.
So I go, oh, because I had inklings. I'm reading through one by one, and the further I get through these 9 messages, I'm like, it's definitely him. Oh,
Yeah,
this is,
it's
and at the end, I'm like, oh. So this person, this psychopath guy that we blocked,
Yeah.
because we're tired of him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's scary. He's a dangerous, scary wacko. But anyway, he works.
Yeah, we'd have to get restraining orders
We
against him
would.
if he was in the same country.
He works with this Chinese government, CCP, right? And he
Yeah.
puts out propaganda. And what he did to get around the block was he created a fake account named
Yes.
Nathaniel S.
Yes.
And then he got other people
Yes.
to say the exact same thing.
Yes.
All around the same time. So they go, oh, I urge you to check out this person. I urge you to subscribe to this person. There's this guy, this retard called Jerry's China. He's like
Don't use the R word.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm using it derogatory.
Intellectually disabled.
I'm using it
or challenged.
derogatorily towards him, not
Yes.
towards actually retarded
Of
people.
course, of course.
This intellectually disabled person. No, that's too nice to him. This asshole, Jerry's China. He's like a fly Every time I was going on my Twitter, and tell me if this happened to you, he would always pop up saying some horrifically scathing thing to me.
Yeah, of course.
But I never paid attention to it. I was like, who
Look,
is this?
He's just an old bloke, and he doesn't really know what's going on around him, and he's been in China for a long time. But he's one of those guys who's been living in a bubble the whole time, and he doesn't understand what's going on.
Are we defending him now?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
'Cause
he's
he's,
just
like,
one of
attacked
those.
us
You know the
relentlessly.
type.
Yeah.
You know the type.
So anyway, he's retweeting it. This other guy, Arnaud Bertrand or whatever, goes and he says some bullshit. He said some really awful things after this.
Sure.
But anyway, he goes, I urge you to check out this person. I urge you to blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, guys, this is obviously a fake account.
Yeah.
Right? There's people obviously reporting it because it's fake.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, listen, go back to the first thing I said. I'm like, listen to this person. I said,
Yeah.
Daniel, I get that I blocked you, but you don't have to make a Wilson Edwards account just to attack me.
Yeah.
Wilson Edwards is that CCP thing.
Yeah, they
CCP
made a
invented a fake scientist to push COVID
fake
propaganda.
biologist.
Yeah. So right at the end, I'm like, listen.
No, I called him out. I said,
you called him out.
I said, why are you using an AI avatar?
Yeah.
You know, what's the reason? You know, we know who you are.
Right.
So then he's like,
He changed it to another one.
because last time I used my real picture, like I got threats or some nonsense like that. He's got a new account. It's only been open for a month or something.
Right. And then so he's used another AI.
So he used
photo.
another AI photo. He changed it to another one.
And that ultimately led to this psychopath getting account suspended. And again, this is not the first time we've seen an account suspended that's related to us. Turns out when you work for the CCP and when you're faking, pretending to be someone that you're not, you get suspended on Twitter. And I have to say props to Twitter for that.
Sure.
For actually dealing with that. YouTube's much worse about this
Well,
kind
that's
of
the
stuff.
problem is these guys, they use alt accounts in order to further push their message, attacking us, trying to attack us. They're really, really, really afraid of what we have to say because unfortunately we don't toe the party line. We're not interested in, the Chinese Communist Party's, feelings. We don't care about hurting them because we just want to tell the truth from our own observations. And it's terrifying to them. So they have to attack us. And when that doesn't work, they need to bolster their message. They see, oh, look, it's not working. They don't seem to be buckling under the stress. Let's create more alt accounts to boost our message. And, they blocked us, so let's create an alt account to attack them from there.
Well, you see how sick it is. We don't normally bring stuff like this up. The reason we wanted to is that you see how sick and disturbing their tactics are because the majority of the sane world, like normal sane people, understand that the Chinese government is doing very bad things right now.
Yeah.
There's no real sane support of the Chinese government, right, in the world. So they have to use these very draconian, bizarre methods, like creating fake personalities to say, oh, I'm this random person that you've never heard of, and I just randomly came across Lau 86's video, and I am so offended on behalf of China. Right? What are you doing?
I'm looking for my phone. I have no idea where I put it, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to bring something up because I had something in mind, but it doesn't matter.
It's right there.
On. No, that's.
Oh, okay. That's
my
old phone.
Yeah. Never mind.
Anyway, so
never mind.
My point is, you see just such petty,
It's petty.
You have to fake an opinion
Sure.
to rile people up because that got retweeted relentlessly by tankies.
Yeah.
And again, I hate this Twitter shit, but it shows you if you have to create fake people to push CCP propaganda, you're losing the battle.
Well, they are running out of people who are willing to do it because anyone who's got an ounce of morality in their being will know that it's not correct to be defending the Chinese Communist Party right now and pushing their propaganda at least. You can talk about them in a positive way if you believe that there's some positives, but to actually take their propaganda and to attack other people on behalf of the Communist Party of China is not good.
No.
So, anyway, let's take a couple more super chats and we'll move on because we've got some pretty good stuff coming.
Phil says, I read a book about the Cultural Revolution. It mentioned that Xi Jinping's dad suffered during that time, and she witnessed this, correct? Mm-hmm. Ironically, he's implementing Cultural Revolution 2, also Taiwan #1. Yes, and he suffered under the CCP, and Xi Jinping was a princeling under the CCP, so he didn't give a shit. It shows you how heartless you have to be to rise through the ranks of the Chinese government.
Sure.
Andrew, what do you need to know about...
what do you know?
What do you know about the United Front? We've talked about this at length.
Get the Confucius Institutes out of your schools, and they've renamed themselves now to something like what is it?
We'll have to signal boost that.
Something very innocuous. They kind of call themselves like the Chinese Cultural Association or something. Get them out. They are the
Yeah.
United Front.
Yep.
Get them out.
It's literally having like a spy organization on the shores of your country.
Yeah, in your schools.
In your schools, and they're ratting out Chinese students and persecuting their families back home.
Yeah, get them out.
Jonathan K says, I hate the CCP, but 没有共产党就没有新中国 is just so catchy. When I sing it for Chinese people, they laugh, even though they don't like the song. You forgot to mention Uyghurs have to sing it as well. That's true.
Yeah.
The Left X says, the poor Frenchman needs a cult deprogramming support group. I feel so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, he's such a poor guy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyway, hopefully he gets a little bit of help. He needs people to point out that what his wife is doing to him is not correct.
It'd be
kind of
one
like-
thing if he genuinely loved it, but he's reading a script and then she's like, you know, like,
I mean, yeah, it's like if a crazy redneck American grabs some, I don't know, like Russian person or an Asian and kind of makes them dress in, U.S. flag
Yeah.
and stand there and like look all forced to,
I love America.
Yeah, I love
God
America.
bless
America is
freedom
great.
and the eagle.
yeah, exactly.
My heart bleeds red, white, and blue.
Yes. I am American, and so is my child, and it's kind of like it's pretty bad. And then
Yeah.
but singing like real cringe
Like-
patriotic stuff.
God bless the USA, like that one song. It's like, I don't know the difference between Iraq and Iran. That one.
Yeah.
Like that shit. Anyway.
That's so bad. Anyway, yeah.
Tom Hall 1989 says, well, if Chinese kids can only play 3 hours a week, maybe Western video games companies will stop pandering to China.
That
so
would be
much.
awesome.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, because look, someone made a good point. When it comes to having to rewrite and redraw your graphics and stuff for China, okay? It means now, as a developer, you have to create 2 versions. And that's incredibly expensive. So what it does is it basically forces companies to think about releasing only one version that's going to be safe in China and the West. So it waters down the games, and it'll
Correct.
get rid of things, and it forces the game to mold itself in the CCP's ideology. And
Right.
we're seeing this a lot in movies and stuff, like the new Top Gun or whatever it is, where he had to remove the Taiwan flag off
No,
his
it's
jacket and the
nonsense.
Japanese flag
Yeah.
is crap. So we have to see that junk,
Yeah.
but that's only because Hollywood wants to appease China. And
I think
so we'll
that's
see that in
quickly
games
changing.
too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Brian Watson, hey guys, was finally able to catch your podcast live today. I'd like to point out that there is a Bank of America tower in Hong Kong, and we cried many tears
Yes.
over that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Astronaut Farmer, I'm a farmer, and I read an article in the Farm Journal about CCP operatives working in the AG industry, gold industry, and stealing research and technology. I know it's a big issue in every industry, but it just hit close.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jedski 1200. Given how China's gone down the Han ethno-nationalist path, would she be considered a Han race trader in China? Can you explain Guoqiao consumerism? For the Han race trader thing, you would get a big chunk of the people that would be like, how dare you mix with a foreigner? But you'd also get a bunch of people that think it's a good thing,
Yeah,
that
it's-
you're
yeah.
kind of spreading that around.
Yeah, it's a weird situation because it all depends on your nationality. If the dude was black, it would be a completely
He'd get a lot
different-
more flack, yeah.
Different situation.
She
She
would,
gets
yeah.
so much shit because we've got black friends that are married,
That married to Chinese,
and
she
it's
got
the worst.
absolutely tormented.
Look, because of what we do, because of our channel and the way we speak, our wives get attacked relentlessly
Yeah.
and called like foreign,
Scum.
bootlicker,
Yeah.
disgusting,
Worse stuff than that.
like I don't want to go into what
Yeah.
they get called, but they get called some pretty awful things. But usually they're pretty happy to claim a mixed child as being Chinese, as you can see, and they think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Quinn F, very generous. Thank you very much. She said, he or she says, sadly, I'm unable to put in 4 times. This will have to do. Sorry.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
I appreciate that. I don't know if that's bad luck that you mentioned that, but thank you.
But thank
very
you so much. We
that.
appreciate it. Yeah. At least you know the semantics behind the numbers, eh?
Yeah, we'll keep going. Go ahead. I mean,
Okay.
we'll go.
All right. So now what we're going to do is move on to our worldview, guys, where we talk about worldview and China in the world's eye. It's kind of like what's new, but a little different, So
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about is the ugly Chinese uniform, school uniform here.
Yeah.
Now, this is a thing, right? When I got to China, I went to Shenzhen, where I went. That's the first city I went to, and that's where I wanted to live and all that. And I thought that there was a sports day happening, or some kind of sports week, or sports month, or sports year, because when I went to school, we had school uniforms when I went to like primary school and so on. It's very British style. I had to wear blazers and a tie and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then when we had like a sports day, on that day, everyone would wear their tracksuit, right? They're like sports gear to come into school. So I thought, man, they must have a lot of sporting events going on. But no, this is the school uniform. What you see behind you. Now, it does change in color depending on the city.
Correct.
This is the Shenzhen uniform. This is the summer uniform, okay? And it's just kind of a chilled out tracksuit kind of a deal, kind of a polo shirt, you know?
It's ugly.
It is, as far as uniforms are concerned, it's pretty hideous. This is the winter one, which again, it looks like, does that not look like they're going to a sports meet?
Yeah.
It's literally just a tracksuit. So this is the winter uniform, which you see over here, the Shenzhen winter uniform.
And you get worse ones.
Oh yeah, of course. So we pointed this out a while ago, and some people took exception to that, saying like, "How?"
I'm not going to mention.
No.
Somebody sent us a clip.
Yeah, they're like, "How awful that they would say that the
It was a
uniforms
Western
are
person.
ugly."
Yeah.
Oh, so terrible! How dare they say that?
It was
you
a
know?
shill. A China shill
Yeah.
said, I felt disgusted when I looked at this girl and I said, she's wearing her school uniform, and that thought came in my head like, oh, it's an ugly. I shouldn't even be thinking that.
Nope.
That's disgusting. Well, guess what? All right, put it back in your pants. No one fucking cares. You're making something out of nothing because
Sure.
it's Chinese people
Yes.
that hate the uniforms.
Yeah.
When you live in China, and this is again, when shills go out of their way to feel hurt or like
On
be
behalf
on
of the
behalf of the
Chinese
Chinese
people, yeah.
it's most of the time because they don't understand what people are saying around them.
Yeah, don't understand Chinese.
You have spoken to hundreds of people that hate the uniforms in China. It's a
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
If you read Chinese characters, you can go on the internet and read memes all about the Chinese internet. When you live in a country, you should participate in their culture.
Yes.
And in Chinese culture, people make fun of the uniforms. It's something you do when you make a joke, right?
Yeah, when I was teaching kids, they would all complain about it.
Yeah.
They would ask me like, why can't we have the cool school uniforms like in the UK?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, the Catholic school
Or in Japan.
uniforms or the Japanese school uniforms or whatever. They're like, why can't we have that? We have to wear this slobby kind of tracksuit thing every day, you know?
My point is, I didn't want to make a response to this. What I want to say is that
Yeah.
you got to participate and talk to Chinese people to understand nuances, so
Yeah.
to speak, about their culture.
Sure.
Because if you don't, then you're not going to understand like jokes and humor and stuff that makes you look normal to them. Like
Yeah.
participate in conversation, dude.
So yeah, at the end of the day, it's Chinese surveys have, deemed the school uniform ugly.
I mean, the fact that we had to Google that, like, because I was like, dude, everyone hates that uniform.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, so that's that out of the way.
Mm.
We have something else for Worldview, which is coming up. Oh yeah, that's a overseas uniform, I guess. That's a
no,
graduation.
that's nothing to do with the uniform.
okay.
That's
just a thing.
no, that's a talking point.
Oh, what is that talking point? You tell me.
So Australia finally is bucking up.
Oh, okay. This is about Australia. Tell me what's going on. I don't know about this.
So they are starting a thing where they're basically teaching students how to look out for people that are stealing research data,
Oh.
and could be potential spies within universities from China.
Interesting.
Very, very good progress, and we're making headway in Australia.
It must be really tough because you don't want to seem racist, you know.
Well, it's not about that. It's finding real tactics to find these things. It's not about race. It's about country of origin and goals and what
Yeah.
they're doing and access points and things like that.
Sure.
Right? Having access to very sensitive data. It's not a national security risk just for Australia. It's for the U.S. as well. It's for all countries that are allied with Australia. This is a potential security threat for everyone. Right?
Yes.
It's not good. So it's good that there's making some headway.
By the way, 51% is more than half.
You're
Just saying.
why would someone say something?
Yeah, they said 51% is not everyone. More than
It's
half
more
of
than
Chinese
half.
people think the uniform.
I'm saying everyone
in that
I've-
one surname, but everyone that we've spoken to.
I wasn't speaking about the data. I was talking about 100% of people I've spoken to
100%.
hated it. That's why the conversation
all the students
comes
that
up.
we spoke
Yes.
to hated it. Yeah. Anyway, let us move on to our next thing. Now, this is really appalling. Okay.
Yeah.
China has now said, okay, that if relations between the US and China deteriorate more, that means that they're not going to care about environmental policy anymore. They're basically saying, oh, well, if the relations deteriorate between China and the US, well, that means also climate relations are going to deteriorate. We're not going to stick to our climate goals. And, everyone signs those accords that they're going to reduce carbon and whatnot.
Yeah.
China's like, if you let the relationship deteriorate, we're not going to follow those rules. We're just going to pollute more. So they're basically using the planet's, the ecosystem's health as a bargaining chip now. I mean, can you believe it?
So you and I both recently got into a little bit of a beef with these apologists that try, and it's these China apologists, CCP apologists, that try to say that, without using data, try to say that the U.S. is per capita the biggest carbon outputter, right?
Sure.
Without looking at like the future, what the future is going to look like, and saying the U.S. does nothing to reduce carbon output, while China is the biggest reformer for green technology.
Of green technology and all that. Okay, but they keep using this per capita thing, which doesn't matter. It's not a per capita issue. It's a per country issue.
Correct.
Okay? China has a massive population, and a huge portion of that population is poor. And of course, they're not going to be producing that much carbon, because when you're poor, you don't produce a lot of carbon. You're not consuming.
We can't blame this on the farmers.
No. You first of all, you're not consuming a lot of goods. So you're not going out and buying Nike and whatever, which comes in packaging, which means that new things have to be made for you. But you're also not able to really put a lot of pollution into the sky by planting your rice and living in a shack. Whereas when you are in the cities, you're driving cars, you're taking part in everything, you're using a lot of electricity, you're adding to the carbon. And of course, America is such a consumerism society. Per capita, of course, the population's a hell of a lot smaller than China. So yes, per capita, they are putting out more per person, but not per country. China as a country is destroying the world. If you take a look at this graph behind us here, China is putting out 28%, okay? The United States puts out 15%, okay? South Africa puts out 1%, represent over there. We're putting 1% of the CO2 out into the atmosphere. This is a 2020 Union of Concerned Scientists data, okay? So this is legitimate data. China is putting out more carbon than most countries combined.
Correct.
All developing countries combined anyway. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay? But not only that, if we look at the way things are going when it comes to carbon.
Yeah, because the tankies keep saying, well, China is reducing its carbon output more than the U.S. The U.S. is doing nothing.
Unfortunately, it's the opposite is true. If you take a look here, China has increased and is continuing to increase. This is the 10 countries with the largest reductions and largest increases in CO2 emissions, millions of tons from 2010 to 2020. The USA has had the greatest amount of reduction. So they've, made the most positive impact, okay? China has, of course, created the most, by far.
By far.
Okay, India has also created a lot, okay? But now here's the thing. A lot of people will be saying, oh, but that's because you get all your stuff manufactured in China, they're manufacturing for the world. Yes, so I propose that we stop having everything made in China, because they're not responsible enough to follow guidelines when it comes to emissions standards and the quality. They're too irresponsible. They cut too many corners. Having lived there, and you've seen, they just dump crap everywhere in the rivers and stuff. When it comes to factories,
it's a polluted hellhole.
Whenever it comes to there are emission standards, you shouldn't be emitting X, Y, Z amount. When the inspector goes in there, he gets a bribe and just signs off on it. And, we've seen it, how the officials have tried to put cotton in the little sensors so it doesn't pick up the AQI and stuff. It's a joke. When you take manufacturing out of China and you put it somewhere like a developed country, it's going to be very expensive. It's going to be far more expensive. That's why it all is in China still. But with that expense comes with responsible management of the emissions output. Quality of the goods will increase vastly. The price will increase too, obviously. That's the biggest problem with it, right? Now you have to pay, proper labor unions and all that kind of stuff, and your cost for labor goes through the roof. But at the end of the day, you would see nothing near that growth of emissions. That's what I'm trying to say. So those people who are like, oh, but they make everything. Yeah, let's stop that. Let's move all the manufacturing out of China and we can solve that problem.
Correct.
You know?
Because people will actually follow the rules.
Yeah.
In
That's the
most
problem.
countries.
That is the problem. They're just too irresponsible. So that's why it keeps growing so big, and they just keep being wasteful. How many coal plants? You know?
I would, if I was the CCP, I would ignore anything related to the environment stuff. But they're still leaning into that propaganda.
Yeah.
We're planting the most trees. We're reducing carbon out. No, you're not. Shut up.
You're
You are
not
not.
reducing,
You are
you're-
the biggest contributor, and you're growing. You're
Yeah.
adding coal plants.
Yes, they're adding tons of coal plants. They're increasing their output. They're not, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors with the CCP.
Yes.
And you see this a lot. You see all these
Remember
YouTube-
sponge cities?
Yeah.
Oh wait, Zhengzhou, the sponge city that they sunk billions of dollars into so
Yeah.
that it won't flood. What just happened?
I mean, how often do you turn on the TV or YouTube and you see something, China's new innovation, planting trees in the desert? And you see like, oh, look, all this green technology, the
Right.
biggest new solar this and
It's
that.
such a lie.
It's misdirection.
Yes.
Because, yeah, maybe they are planting a bunch of trees in the desert. But, you know, while they're doing that, they're also making new coal power plants. And they're also increasing their output to the
Exponentially.
atmosphere. Yeah. So they do that to keep everyone happy and to keep their attention away from the bad stuff.
So that
Because-
environmentalist Western think tanks can go praise China for their
Yes.
tree technology
Yeah, they're like,
planning.
oh, such green technology.
Right.
Meanwhile, China keeps increasing its damage to the environment. All right? Data doesn't lie, and
No.
statistics doesn't lie. So you can look at this graph behind us, okay? The source is from the BP Statistical Review of World Energy 2021. Go ahead, do your own research, look at the statistics, and forget about buzzwords and green energy this. And whenever you see per capita, ignore it. Look at per country.
The Earth doesn't care. Global warming doesn't care if you're per capita lower than another country.
Yes.
Don't add more carbon. You know
Because
what I mean?
like if there's 3 people in the world and they all put out a ton of pollution, it doesn't matter
No.
if there are a billion people
The
that put out a
atmosphere
small
doesn't
amount.
care.
No, it doesn't. So take the per capita out and take away all this bullshit about green technology that they keep putting out there and look at the actual data and you'll see. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty much what's in world news, and it's time for us to move on to our Q&A where we answer your questions and you question our answers.
Ethan Bradbury says, tip, you can sleep anywhere in public in China. Just use fake blood like you've been beaten up and no one will help you and they'll leave you alone. That's true. Free
That's a
hotel
life
rooms
hack.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's a life hack.
Ukeko72. Hey, guys, glad to catch you live. C-Milk, I got my Wu Mao t-shirt and wear it proudly. Nice. Keep up the great work, you two. Starry
Thank
JPN says, C-Milk, the French equivalent to the FBI is the General Directorate of the External Security. Direction Générale de la Sécurité
Extraordinaire. Yeah, DGSE. Well,
Sorry,
hey,
we don't know
thank you.
anything
Now
about
we can educate ourselves.
Yes. I have Yongjun Jixingqu as my alarm. I wake up and
To turn it
turn
off.
it off.
Yeah.
That's a
It's another Red
horrific song.
Yeah.
Rum Runner. I think that lady is just starring in a bad Chinese knockoff movie called 50 Shades of Red.
50 Shades of Red.
Oh boy.
That's pretty good.
Rum Runner. Oh, Rum Runners are good
Yeah,
dad
so-
joke.
yeah,
guy.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. Kevin Neal. Cheers, mateys. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
You too.
Oh, yeah. We don't take any holidays, unfortunately.
Yeah. But we'll have a good weekend either way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some guy with a name says, "Keep up the great work, guys."
Excellent.
Zifader says, "Was it just me who got the startup menu to choose my birthplace? Did y'all skip the pre-birth tutorial or something? Because you were talking about you don't get to choose where you.
Oh, right,
where you're
right.
born.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Nice.
Josh Jones, C-Milk had a cat in China and called him Chairman Meow. That's weird. I had a cat in the USA and called him Chairman Jesus. Lol. That doesn't even make sense. Chairman Jesus. That's not
No.
a thing.
Now, what is a cat-related name of a politician? Maybe you call your cat Cat Stevens or something.
Yeah,
You know,
that makes more sense.
maybe
yeah.
like you'll get a Chinese person. Oh, what
You call
what
him-
Mao will jiao ta Cat Stevens. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
that. Be like that. Yeah.
Or you could call him Mao Wang.
Yeah, Mao Wang.
That's
yes.
Elvis. In Chinese, Elvis is called
Yeah.
Cat King.
Well, actually, isn't it Hair King?
Oh, is it that Mao? I
think
don't know
it's-
the characters.
think it's-
I've only heard it.
I think it's Hair
Oh,
King.
Hair King.
Doesn't that make sense? Because he always had the hair.
Yeah, but Mao is like body hair.
Yeah.
Look it up.
It's true. Yeah. Okay. Let me take a look.
Matthew Booth says lived in China for years. Recently moved to Philly Chinatown to get the good of China without the CCP. Thanks for all you do.
Oh, no,
That's a
you're
good
right.
idea.
It is Cat King.
Yeah, it's Cat King.
All right.
Mao would be body hair king. That would be disgusting, like a pillow of pubes. Imagine pube
Yeah,
Elvis.
that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I guess he's got all that chest hair, right?
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is like Mao Zedong.
Yeah.
Isn't his
Pube. What if he was like body haired Zedong?
It is though. It's that Mao.
Oh, it
isn't
is,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
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 Pube Zedong. Anyway, we're allowed to make fun of Chairman Mao, by the way.
It is.
It is. It's pube like body hair Mao.
Mhm.
Diao Mao.
Diao.
Oh boy, sorry, getting a little mature here. Ian, thank you very much. Haywood, wow, Haywood, that's very generous. We appreciate that. He says,
That's fantastic.
do the Chinese people support the CCP? If so, why and to what degree? Very general question, but I would say
Yeah.
the majority are yes, but I would say 80%. Let's throw out a number there. Are apathetic to it.
Yes, it's
they're not going to
apathetic.
ride or die.
There's
for
no
the
real
CCP.
choice,
No,
you know, really. If you want to get ahead in China, you have to.
Right.
You didn't get to choose the government, and yes,
Correct.
Mao is just a hair. You know.
Diao Mao, dude.
Yeah, he's Diao.
He's a Diao Mao.
Yeah.
David Neufeld, the web has a tremendous. I'm surprised Ai Weiwei hasn't made like artwork
Yeah,
of
Diao Mao Zedong. Yeah.
The web has a tremendous. We're gonna get murdered for saying
Sure,
that. The web is a. Don't translate that.
Yeah.
The web has a tremendous amount of professional and hobby education content, websites, and YouTube. How does similar Chinese content compare? A lot of educational content, a lot of how
Sure.
to cook, how to repair a table, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Wing 083. Could those Chinese people having visa problems get their visas renewed in Hong Kong like foreigners do as a loophole?
No, it's not
No,
about
no,
visas.
no,
it's
no,
about
no.
passports.
They
It's
can't
your-
get a Chinese
your
passport
passport that the
renewed
visa
in China.
goes into.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Robert Lopez, thank
Wow,
you very much.
Very generous. Thank you.
Horace Lupercal, the War Master, says something in
Korean.
Korean. We can't read it. Case closed 93. It says, that woman, imagine if who had to sing Die Stem.
Yeah.
Don't know what
The
that
stem
means.
is the South African national anthem.
Oh, gotcha.
Eet die blauw van onze hemel. I had to learn it in
Did he just
school.
call your wife who?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
What?
I had to learn that in school, but Afrikaans not being my mother tongue, it was always very weird to me, you know, because I couldn't really understand it. You know, you like
the
learn how to
Afrikaans
sing.
version?
Yeah, I mean, I learned.
Oh, yeah,
I-
because
I-
you, yeah.
I
it's not
learned
your
Afrikaans,
language.
but you know, I wasn't 100% on the lyrics, like what's going on.
Did you cry when you sang that because you were so nationalistic to South Africa?
No, I hate it because like I have to sing a national anthem in a language that I don't understand.
Right, makes sense.
You know, and then they had like a kind of an English version for us Sotis, which they kind of put in there, but then you know whatever, didn't work out too well.
Huh.
Yeah, now it's in Kosi Sikalele Africa, which is also not my language, so it also
Right.
is just like, can I just, for once, live in a country where the national anthem is actually my language?
yeah.
I live in China, and it's all
Yeah.
like, you know, Zor Shalai or whatever. Zor Shalai.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Can that's just once in, well, actually, I am living in a country where the national anthem is my language now, but I'd like to be, you know, be
Tan
that
Ping,
nationality.
Ping
Yeah.
Tan.
Yeah.
Martin Schemmel says,
Mm-hmm.
since you think about moving to VR spaces, we're not moving. We're
No,
going to
no.
have one meetup.
Yeah,
there.
we're going to have
one.
some meetups.
or maybe some.
Yeah.
Did you think about using photogrammetry to preserve art and culture like the Corona head in 3D? What?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, the Corona head that got destroyed.
Oh, I got you,
Photogrammetry is
Martin.
where you basically scan it in.
I mean, the guys that run the organization, we don't run the organization.
Yeah.
You should talk to them about that. Reach out.
It's
They
a
all
great
speak English
idea.
and
It's a
stuff.
great
Talk to
idea.
our friend Inti.
Yeah,
He's got contact with everybody.
sounds good.
Sebastian Zachariasen says, when China boycotts Norwegian salmon because of the Nobel Peace Prize, but buys at the same time and buys it indirectly through
South Korea.
That's
Yeah.
what they did. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, they'll oftentimes ban American beef or,
Mhm.
in this case, Norwegian salmon because they get mad at
Australian
Norway.
wine.
Australia, and then they'll just buy it through a third-party country
Yeah, exactly.
because they can't live without it.
Hmm.
So then ultimately that country gets more money.
Yes. Yes.
Koala 1203. Hi, Winston. Speaking about South Africa, are there any good films about the situation in the country? Crime, private security, racial tension.
Let me think. Good films. I don't know, man. Like South Africa didn't have any good films. There's some really cringe ass nonsense, you know, and like Leon Schuster films. and
Let
stuff
people
like
in the
that.
chat answer that. I guarantee
Yeah.
there's some South Africans in there.
Yeah, but as far as that, there are a couple of good documentaries about the special police services and stuff you could probably watch. That gives you a good insight into what was going on in South Africa back in the day. Yeah.
Click all night. So the CCP beats the drum of nationalism, anti-foreigners, anti-rich, and now anti-gender diversity. Could Xi Jinping be reading old peaceful Facebook. Yeah, it's probably.
Probably, yeah.
Sensui Taima says, during the Suharto regime in Indonesia, all citizens abroad had to come back or lose their citizenship. Obama lived in Jakarta because his stepfather had to go. Feels like the CCP has found a way to do that with a passport. Yeah, a lot of similarities, I think.
Yeah.
Power shift. Gang Bing is the patron saint of eunuchs in China. True.
Okay.
He or she is the patron saint of Wu Mao's tankies in the CCP.
Very
Well,
interesting,
PMVs. 5-section head. Thank you very much. Jordan Larimore. They seem to be trying to kill Chinese pop culture. You're right.
Indeed.
Sebastian Zachariasen. Also, when the Norwegian government apologized to China for the Peace Prize, it was the most embarrassing moment since Quisling kowtowed to the Germans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was,
was awful.
Norway said sorry for giving the Nobel Peace Prize to a Chinese dissident who was fighting for freedom and
Yeah.
ultimately died.
Yes.
Shameful.
Isn't it disgusting?
Shameful.
And that shows you that the reach of the CCP and just how
Yeah.
much it has embedded itself around the world.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't do something like the Nobel Peace Prize to a dissident who deserves it.
Yeah. And that they're torturing to death
Yeah.
and died.
Yeah, yeah, it's awful.
Josh Jones says, my favorite Wumao comment said, I am red Indian who know much about USA. To back up his anti-American comments. I love when they get the English wrong and pretend
They
to
always
be
like,
American.
I am a British or something.
Yeah, I am
because
a British.
It's actually kind of sad that they, again, it's kind of like the white
Yeah.
monkey thing.
Yeah.
They have to try to make their message more legitimate by pretending to be a foreigner.
Or saying they're
not
from
just-
Taiwan.
Yeah, why not
Yeah.
just be Chinese?
Right.
It's
Just-
not going to change my opinion
No.
of you, whether you're Chinese or British or American. Everyone has a valid opinion. You know,
Right.
if you have a good, solid argument, I'm going to listen to you. Doesn't matter where you're from.
No.
But for some reason, they seem to have an insecurity, which is forcing them to say that they're not Chinese, which
Correct.
is awful.
Right.
Be proud of yourself.
Right. Agreed. Bob Hunter says President Xi Jinping loves bears.
Mhm.
Michael Bennett says sissy pants happens when you have more than 30 million more males than females. Those are not the ones that are being
No,
sissy
it's not
pants.
really. Like the sissy pants
It's the
are
opposite.
usually the
It's the opposite.
yeah, usually the ones that like get all the
They
attention
get
from the
laid.
girls. Yeah.
Mitch's World Travel. I can't read that. It's in Afrikaans.
Wat kan jy vir my sê oor ons van die reëls wat you know China, how do you say China in Afrikaans? China, I think it's China wil inbring vir buitelanders wat nie so goed praat oor China nie en ook die reëls wat hulle wil doen met 3 ure van games speel per week. Yeah, I just wants to ask a couple of questions about, you know, yeah, what are they going to do with foreigners who don't speak that good about China, and also what's going on with a 3 hours a week, you know?
Oh,
games
yeah, well,
thing
we
and-
answered that.
Yeah, sorry, my Afrikaans is rusty as all hell, to be honest.
No,
with
you
you.
understood it, right?
Yeah,
Mark Hamilton. Almost thought that was Mark Hamill.
I know, me too.
Starstruck over here. Doesn't she realize China is a province of the Mongol Empire? Is
True.
very true.
Yeah,
Lightseeker, honest question: how dumb is Chairman Xi, like IQ and EQ wise? Some bullshit was going around. I was, as I do every day,
Yeah.
read the Chinese internet. So it was on some forum, and they were passing around this thing. It was this massive write-up on Xi Jinping, and it's such a lie, just absolute lie about how he came from nothing, but actually has a doctorate. And they proved that he has a degree in chemical engineering from Tsinghua. And then some of the Chinese netizens are like, bro, come
Yeah.
on, we know where he got that degree.
sure.
Anyway, they were trying to lie and say that it's proven that his IQ is like 149 or something ridiculous. Absolutely not. There's no way in hell.
No, not by the way he speaks.
No.
But then again, you know, using an IQ as a measurement of a person's worth is never a good idea.
I didn't
Because I mean, but they believe that. They
Right.
want to think that their leader is super smart.
But he's not.
You get people that have got a high IQ that are just absolutely worthless human
I
beings.
agree,
So
but
it's,
don't
it's not
lie
a good
and say
measure of a
that.
good person.
Sure.
You know?
But for a
That's
leader, you should
people
probably
with
be smart.
single-digit IQs like myself. Okay?
How
As
you
everyone
function.
says.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's like,
The
he
Wilmows.
is low IQ. Apparently, low IQ people aren't allowed to have an opinion now.
No, I'm pretty sure you're high IQ, though.
I mean, what if someone's got 3 IQ and they say, I like red? That's a valid opinion.
It's very
You can't be
true.
like, yeah, you can't like red because you
Right.
got low IQ.
Right.
No, I can like red.
Right.
You know?
Agreed. Doesn't mean you're a bad man.
No.
No.
Anyway.
If you like China red, like
Yes.
Zhonghua Hong, like
Zhonghua
communism
Hong.
red, then
I like Coca-Cola red.
yeah, that's a cool new can, by the way.
It is. It says recycle me.
Okay, we
See
will.
you again soon.
Weird.
Actually-
Now more delicious.
Yeah. Zero sugar, 0 calorie cola. I'm pretty sure it's got lots of other stuff that's bad for you in there.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
YOLO. Mushroom Wizard, thank you very much. Ruth Power, enforced masculinity is one of the properties of fascism. That's very true. They did
Yes.
that in Hitler's Germany as well.
It's an unfortunate thing, but you can see very clearly what's going on here.
Yeah. Subtarshi Sengupta, what do you think of the best? Who do you think is the best looking PRC prez? Absolutely Jiang Zemin. Fantastic specimen. of
Jiang
a man.
Zemin.
You know what's funny is I put in a picture here, but we forgot to put it in the media pack.
What's that?
He met some like sissy boy Japanese band,
Okay.
like one of the swish hair like
Yeah.
not waitress, host looking guys.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and he met them. He took a photo in the Great People's Hall
Oh, really?
because apparently it was popular in China at the time.
Right.
And you know what his quote was? He said, "I think they had pretty great hairstyles." Jiang Zemin was fantastic. I mean, he was actually a horrible being.
He looks like a frog.
He does, in a corpse. That being said, he was definitely the most worldly out of all the leaders. He was the only leader that spoke English. He spoke English very well.
You think so?
Yeah, his English was quite good. I was quite impressed by it.
Okay.
And he also spoke Russian. He was the most worldly, and he also was the most hands off with like kind of everything.
Yeah.
So I just by that nature, I like him the most. Now, best looking, definitely not Deng Xiaoping.
Probably Hu Jintao.
Probably he doesn't look great.
No,
though.
but he had like hair.
He looked normal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he looked normal.
Yeah, I
So,
think
yeah.
that's the most normal. I'd say Hu Jintao.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
Deng Xiaoping is.
Holy
Margaret Thatcher called him that vulgar little bugger.
shit. Really?
Yes, because
Holy
when she
shit.
met with
He
him,
spit, yeah.
he had that spittoon. He was like going, all the time, hocking up these
And
loogies.
smoking.
Yeah, obviously during their meeting.
He was pretty vulgar.
Yeah, so even Margaret Thatcher said that vulgar.
he gets so
little
much
bugger.
credit. He gets so much credit, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, he's the one that ordered the Tiananmen Square massacre."
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. Ellie Munoz says,
Yeah.
"I want to hear more ox stories." New segment. We got lots of ox stories.
Ox stories, yeah.
Mushroom Wizard, shouldn't we rejoice that they're taking on more and more oppressive measures? Each one brings us closer to an open rebellion and overthrow of the CCP. No, it's
No,
a
I
very
think they look at what happened with North Korea.
yeah.
You
That's a
know?
great example.
It's
Whittling away.
unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately, the people of North Korea cannot at all ever be happy,
No,
But what are they going to do? They can't rebel.
Nope.
They'll just get cut down where they stand.
correct. Wing 083 says, how do Chinese girls view athletic aesthetic? Do like Chinese male swimmers or boxing guys who are just shredded from sports university? Also, is their Chinese Chad equivalent Jim Bro? Okay. Definitely a certain group of girls loves that for sure. Like I know a bunch of girls that were really into gym guys. Absolutely masculine is still attractive.
Sure.
We're talking about dirtbag masculine, like big pot belly smoking,
Yeah.
beat your wife type.
Yeah, flat top,
Yeah.
wearing a polo shirt.
These gym boys,
Keys,
Right.
key ring on the belt, the type.
these gym boys, these swimmers, these boxing guys, they also take care of their appearance like the sissy boys do.
Yeah, yeah.
They do. The sissy pants. I can't believe we're saying this.
Well, no, we're using
Such
the
a
Chinese.
shit word.
We're using the Chinese.
I know, but I feel
words.
weird when I
That's
say
what the
that.
Communist
Sissy
Party
pants.
officials say. Sissy pants. It's
Sissy
in there.
pants.
I mean, the
So
equivalent. Like that's the
stupid.
direct translation. Sissy pants.
It's so dumb.
It is.
Mustang Salt, can't wait for the Chinese army having facial hair. Spiritual Sniper, sissies can't fight wars, obviously.
Mhm.
CCP is doing good and bad things.
I mean, I
I heard a really bad take from someone, I'm not going to call this person out, very, very famous person,
Right.
that advocates for small government, which I also do,
Mhm.
right? I think you also, we don't like big government. We
No,
don't like
no,
authoritarianism.
I don't like paying so much tax.
No. I think we're pretty economically conservative,
Sure.
right? But this person was also saying that China got it right by this sissy boy thing. Grow the fuck up, dude.
No, I don't think so. I
No.
think, taking away people's personal choice and the way that they present
That's not
themselves
how
is
you-
incorrect.
no.
I mean,
That's fascism. Don't do that.
you have to let society decide at the end
Yeah.
of the day, because it's society that has to live.
A free
with each
society
other.
makes these choices.
Yeah.
You don't tell people what they can do. That's
No, and
ridiculous.
a free society will grow their different groups, and
No.
if people like that kind of style, that's how it's going to be.
And the Chinese government, despite it being your fantasy to have a bunch of like masculine peck bouncing men running
It's
around,
not going to happen.
it's not going to happen. You can't force that on people. You're not going to have overnight some random like macho men grow out of this.
No, and it's, by the way, it is very difficult for genetically most Chinese men to attain what they're looking for anyway. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, like
And from a genetic point of view.
for sure.
We know some Chinese bodybuilders, and
Yeah.
they have to work like
They told us.
5 times harder than
They're-
than we would to build muscle.
Or their black counterparts. Like
Yeah.
they're like these freaking black and white guys. I have to work 8 hours. They have to work 3. Right.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
It's tough.
Right. But they're naturally more fit.
Yeah.
You know, more fit in terms of like, especially cardiovascular stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
David Ward, another awesome show. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very
yeah.
much. Mr. AB, love you guys and always looking forward to your content.
Okay.
Would love another ADV GoPro episode soon.
Coming
yeah,
soon.
We will.
Yeah. Next week.
Uh,
next week.
next week, yeah.
Yeah, we're filming and editing next week.
Yes.
So next week.
Interesting concept on that
Yeah,
one.
we got a good one.
Griffin, you're out. Can't wait for the 5-year anti-sissification plan.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, thanks for entertaining me at work. Love what you guys are doing.
Absolute pleasure, man.
Dion Chapman says they put out a mandate.
Mandate.
Mandate
Yeah.
that you are not allowed to have sissy date.
Yeah.
Tank Man, will China shoot first? Also, I'm constantly horny, but with an H. 444. Get out of here.
What's going on?
You're
Tank
banned, Tank Man. No, we can't censor Tank Man
No,
because
no,
then we'll
no.
be like Bing,
Yeah. no.
Microsoft Bing. Do you know DuckDuckGo also censored Tank Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck are they doing? Stop. I
They're-
thought they were supposed
they're
to be like free speech.
Capitulating to China.
But isn't
unfortunately.
DuckDuckGo like, oh, we'll never ban anything?
No, apparently they will.
Luke GP, howdy. You have one of the best channels on the internet.
Thank you.
It'd be better if you're back on the road. Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
Much respect from a fellow biker.
Don't worry, we will be back on the road, and we still have a lot of footage we haven't released of us on the road, so it's coming. And
For all
that's,
of you
that's what
roadies.
ADV China's for. ADV Podcast is just us here talking with you, having a conversation.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
Liberty Second, the CCP just isn't thinking too. All right. Rum Runner. I have a full African hair textured beard, and women, not just bar girls, were all over me, all over Southeast Asia, wanting to touch it. Flip side to the femboy fad. Yeah, of course. Again, didn't say it was unattractive.
Yeah. That's actually something that I found as well, is that you become a novelty if you've got a beard or facial
Right.
hair, because it's not common in Asia in general. And usually when men do have facial hair, it's usually just like a tuft, like they can grow like a wispy beard. You've seen all those kung fu movies and stuff with the Shifu master, and he's always stroking his like wispy beard, and he might have some long, that's really just how it is,
Yeah, I didn't say it's 100%.
No.
Right? Especially the older women.
Yeah.
Not time. The teen girls are loving this femboy stuff.
Sure.
But of course, you're a naturally masculine, in shape guy's always gonna be attractive. No matter where you are. It says you have to look at the Siqing Yundong. There's also a power struggle between special interests like Wen Jiabao and Xi Jinping paying my dues. Thank you very much. And we are looking into that. I actually have a write-up about that very thing. Hopefully we can include next time. Lou M. It actually ties into the sissy boy thing. Sissy pants thing, sorry. Lou M. Why is it a pants? Why pants?
I don't know. Sissy pants.
Are they wearing
candy
like frilly
pants,
underwear?
I hear there's a lot of pants, like,
Why is there pants?
well, you know what's inside pants.
Dicks.
Well, yeah, depends on your gender.
I guess, yeah.
That's probably what it's all about.
They want to make sure that they're going to do a pants check, make sure those dicks are in there. Lou M. Winston, were you on the Taiwan news stream today?
You were.
Oh, you were on the Taiwan news stream today. It won't let me send you the link.
Oh, thanks.
we know.
Yeah, links can't be pasted in the
No.
chat. That's been disabled because people were like putting horrible things in. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll look that up. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was in Taiwan news, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to
I was
see.
in the Chinese version. You were
Yeah.
in the English version.
Yeah.
Z Fusion, member new. Josh Jones, I got a picture to send you guys. Fake flour, dollar section, store section, fake cotton, made from real cotton from Xinjiang. The ultimate uselessness. Please find a way to send that to us. Put it on the subreddit. It's in the link is in the description for the subreddit.
Yeah, can you paste the link to that Taiwan stream on our subreddit?
Yeah,
Uh,
paste that thing on the subreddit as well.
Yeah, so that's reddit.com/ADV China.
That's right. Bjarni Christiansen.
/r/ADV
That's
China.
right.
So,
It's in the description.
Yeah,
Sissy Pants Clan could be your rap group name.
yeah, good.
SPC. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be CC. CCP. Sissy
Yeah,
Pants.
Sissy Pants. CCP. There we go.
Sissy Pants. That's awesome. CCP is Sissy Pants.
Yeah, from now on.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
You guys do great because they use it as an offensive term.
Yeah.
Sissy Pants. Well, now CCP is offensive to me.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do great. Keep it up.
Thank
in hot
you.
water. Please do a show in character of CCP shills for April 1st. That's not a bad idea. Keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Zero Kiryu. Nathaniel's 1 of 9 comic is also grammatically incorrect. Well, this person, they didn't say that.
It's not a real person, yeah.
Well, it's a real person.
Yeah.
I didn't say that they ever graduated from college, though.
No.
Lil Angelarishi. If y'all haven't, can you please watch the China music video by Fanny and then the Taiwan parody by Brian Tsang?
We're going to make a
sure.
copy. We're going to put that in a note. We're going to look at it after the show. Thank you. Yeah.
Eric Yondel says, have you heard from Prezi? I talk to him almost every day. He's okay. He's literally posts videos every week. He has a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Yeah.
people don't understand this. He has just got his play button as well.
Oh,
a couple
great.
days ago. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
very big channel. Go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Keys, member new. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual Sniper, Unleash Japan. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. They're not our toys to unleash. Ran Gorg, I love you guys. Just started my first year of college in Chinese. Would you still recommend learning the language? Of course, we always say that.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with the language. Fantastic. Fascinating language and culture.
And people make friends with Chinese people.
Yeah, and there's a Chinese diaspora around the world. You could always go to Singapore or Taiwan or wherever.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can, even in your home country, you can speak
Yeah.
Chinese to the locals.
Yeah,
local
absolutely.
Chinese people.
The CCP should not taint a language.
No, and we'd like to separate the government from a language and its people.
Yes.
So don't ever
Yeah.
let that deter you.
Sure.
Kartik Sharma, due to China's debt trap, Pakistan has mortgaged its airports, highways, and public parks to China. Now
Mhm.
the Prime Minister's official residence is listed on Airbnb. I mean, that sounds sensational.
Is that
but if
real?
that's true, holy shit. I have to look into that.
Yeah.
Josh Tanner, ball
Oh,
set.
yeah,
okay,
sorry.
sure. Just so you guys never forget.
Yeah, you cannot forget the fact that when it comes to the pandemic and the fact that we got duped by we didn't get duped, but most of the
yeah.
world got duped by the CCP. One of the main actors that really helped the CCP dupe the world and went along with them the
and
whole
let the
time,
pandemic spread.
yes, was Peter Daszak, otherwise known as Peter.
Yes.
Ballsack.
Thank you for reminding
Just
us.
putting it out there, yeah.
Thank you, Josh. You really brought that back to our mind.
Yep.
Bob Hunter, the Uyghurs need our love. They do.
Yes.
Taiwan is a country?
Yes, it is.
Indeed.
Thank you.
And thanks
being
for the
generous.
donation.
Yeah.
It's like anti-Wumao donation. I like
Yeah,
that.
it really is.
Nisco Mock. Hi, guys. New patron subscriber. Catching up on the podcast as well as the individual videos. Are you both past the point of being able to return to China? Oh, absolutely.
A long time ago.
We would be thrown in a cell or killed. Lost Aris. Once the CCP virus finishes, you should come do a bike tour of
It's one
New
of our
Zealand.
places to go for sure.
Joe Crow, swish hair and feminine features? I guess sea milk would be banned in China. I'm not that swish.
No, you used to be though.
Did I?
Yeah,
Like,
you-
not like
You tried that look. I feel like you're trying to
really.
emulate them
I
for
have
a while.
I have such curly hair. I
No.
never dressed that far.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the hairstyle and stuff.
Oh.
Look at your avatar and things like that from back in the day.
Oh, that's like
That's
up.
like, it's-
My hair's not straight, so I can't do that. I'd love to do that
You-
Karen hairstyle. That'd
yeah,
be
I know.
amazing.
But no,
They all have Karen hairstyles.
They
You
do.
notice that?
They do. It's kind of funny.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
It's kind of hot. It's just kind of hot, but yeah, I mean, you're just getting nervous about your swish hair from back in the
I
day.
am. I love my swish hair. I wish I had it back. My hair's getting all gray and wiry.
It happens when you get old, man.
You know, I'm a gray piece of shit now. Ronnie Icon says, I'm a songwriter for Asian pop songs, and a lot of publishers I've seen consider China a big new market. Do you think this sissy pants thing, their party is over? It's not going to help. It's not
Certainly
gonna
not
help.
going to help. I mean, look, if you're doing songwriting, as long as it's like talking about how pure and great the party is or something, you're probably still okay.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more censorship with material as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Chinese
it
music.
kinda always has
yeah,
been.
it has been. Kenneth Donnelly says, compared to Irish school uniforms, the Chinese one is not that bad. Let's
Really?
pull up an Irish school
What do they
uniform.
look like? Leprechauns? What's going on here?
I actually watched a good documentary the other day about how it's still divided.
Dude, that's totally fine.
That's great.
I
What are
mean-
you talking about?
That's great. Like
That looks excellent.
the
Oh, I
one-
watched that show. That's a really good show. It's called Dairy Girls. Really
okay.
funny
Good.
comedy, Irish comedy.
I suppose it depends on.
Maybe that's because that's from the 80s or 90s, so you have to
Here's a
find it.
common.
That's
like,
great.
It's totally fine. There's skirts.
What's
there's
like a new one? Like
dress
a new.
pants. This is Irish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally
That's
fine.
excellent.
Blazers,
Excellent. What are
ties.
you
Come on, what are you
talking
talking
about?
It's totally good.
Holy crap, those are excellent uniforms. Black Halo 6, I saw it in chat. I'm stealing it. School uniforms brought to you by a B-Best.
BBS. Yeah.
Yeah. Swish. I like the word swish. That's a
Yeah.
cool word. We don't use that here.
No, you don't?
No.
Mm.
Saptarshi Sengupta. I'm swish milk, I think.
Okay.
Sri Lanka declares an economic emergency due to hyperinflation. Yep, they're already knee-deep in Chinese debt. The signs are bad for the country now, and it's fantastic, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
It's a silver lining for the rest of the world. Don't get into debt trap diplomacy with China, and I hate to say this, but for Sri Lanka, that you are a great warning sign for the rest. You're a beacon.
So that's
of
the
warning.
silver lining is
Yeah.
like this horrible thing they're going to go through is going to be a warning for the rest of the world.
So that it can't happen more.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
From
From that point of view, I agree. We've got to, unfortunately, wake up to the fact that when China comes a knocking with its RMB, it's always a one-way street.
yes,
Always.
always.
It's never going to help the local country. All it does is put them into debt and destroy their environment usually in the process.
That is absolutely correct. Jay Leo says Ukraine cuts airport, road, rail vaccine deals with China and shuts up about Uyghurs since U.S. delayed meetings with its leaders and supports Russia's national gas pipeline to Germany. What do you guys think?
I'm not quite sure about the politics on that side of the world, so I can't really comment.
That particular thing I'll have to read into. Thank you.
But thank you.
Juja Nanren, Bob's your uncle, says,
Thank
glad
you.
to catch you live. Now that I'm in the UK, I can catch you live. Keep up the great work, guys.
And thank you for
very
being
much.
so generous.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Imperator Salt says, do you think war would actually come and it will be the end of the CCP? Well, it would have to be because China would lose the war.
Yeah.
I'm in the Royal Navy and I hope if I'm sent over there to fight, it's worth it. You probably won't see a war.
No, we're hoping, of course,
No.
we don't want a war to ever break out.
I
But,
don't
you
think-
know,
no.
if you look at the video I released
No.
this morning, the rhetoric that is being pushed is awful. It is like China's
pre-war
declaring
rhetoric, yeah.
war. They say, and this is what's been blasted over, that America is currently conducting biological warfare against China
Correct.
because
the
of
state
COVID.
media is saying that.
Yeah, in state media, they are saying that COVID came from the U.S.
Yeah.
and that the U.S. is now, committing cyber warfare, biological warfare, opinion warfare, all this different kind of warfare against China, and it's not. You know, I don't think that's correct. If the White House released, a State of the Union address and said China is conducting biological warfare against the U.S., that would be a cause for war.
Correct.
China can do it as much as they want, and no one takes them
They
seriously.
can say stuff that is a cause for war.
Yes, you wouldn't do that. That's like declaring war. You're
Yeah.
saying that, right?
That's like Joe
ridiculous.
Biden getting on the State of the Union.
Yeah.
All your TV programs go off.
Yeah.
And he says, China just used biological warfare and claimed 5 million lives.
Yeah,
That means you're going to war.
yeah.
Right? China did that.
Yeah.
They did that thing.
They did. They actually did that. Yeah, they
Like-
actually did do that.
And it's all lies as well.
Yeah, the CCP is the one that caused that to happen. But that's just the way it is. We've got to be careful and keep track. And we can't let the CCP keep using this kind of rhetoric openly. That's not only insulting to the rest of the world and very insensitive, but just irresponsible.
Correct. Ama T says, keep it up, guys. By the way, is the CCP talking about the recent flood in the USA? Yes, they are.
Yeah, you bet they are.
William Pacheco says, great to catch you live this time. Which province would be
Thank you.
your first to leave if China broke up? I think Guangdong.
What do you mean? The first to leave?
yeah, if China broke up.
if they broke
I
up,
think Guangdong would become its own powerhouse country.
Yeah.
Like Canton would be a country. It wouldn't have a Cantonese identity. What I think it would be an economic identity because it's such a manufacturing hub.
Yeah, obviously Xinjiang as well.
Of course, Xinjiang would be first to go.
Inner Mongolia.
Inner Mongolia, Xinjiang, and Tibet.
Tibet. Those three, which are never really a part of China. Really.
That's why I don't count them.
Yeah, yeah.
Pyburn, here's my Australian partner's Filipina and mixes up gender so much, so it'd have you guessing for days. Heavy Yankee beer, having fellas.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
That's true.
Ulrich Sokol says CCP is cracking down on sissy pants unless they are good track runners, and they will be part of the national women's track team.
Okay.
Novastar, do you think Chinese anti-games policy could be dangerous to the CCP? It provides distraction. When the CCP takes it away, it risks that the population will be more focused on the crap that happens in China.
Now, there's a little bit of truth to that, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Sherry Crosby, Winston, you'd fit right in New Zealand. Your accent is very close to ours. You take offense to that?
No, no.
I'm just joking.
No, I think it's actually quite true. New Zealand accent is not as strong as an Australian accent.
How did you not lose your native accent? You absolutely lost your native accent.
Yeah, I mean,
you have no idea. Do you know what South Africans sound like compared to him?
Yeah, but okay, a lot of South Africans you hear speaking English are Afrikaners, and they've got
Yeah,
a very
but your
strong
parents have a very strong accent
True,
compared to
true.
you. Yours is neutral.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go away for so long.
Same with me. When
Yeah.
you go to another country, we both lost our accents.
Yeah, you lose the like harsh,
Yeah, the harsh edge. Yeah.
of it, and it kind of just rounds out.
You wouldn't be able to guess where I'm from.
Yeah.
When I first moved to China, you'd certainly know where I'm from. And same with you.
Sure.
If you look at your oldest YouTube
Yeah, my
videos,
oldest
it's
YouTube.
the same with
videos,
mine.
Yeah, I can hear I had a stronger South African accent.
Correct.
Mm.
Vita Orlando, thank you very much.
Thank you.
David Pay. According to Trump's speech recently, Ryan Poo does understand and speak English. What?
What? Xi Jinping? No.
No.
I mean, look, I don't. He obviously can speak a little bit English. He must have
little.
learned to.
Well, he
because
lived in
otherwise-
America for a little while, yeah.
He must have learned some.
But
so-
I can promise you, Ryan is not fluent in
No,
English.
no.
Borge Undheim. Even Chinese elephants are laying flat. Yeah, I saw that. Hey, Watson, question. Would eliminating the idea of sissy pretty boys aid China in training men for warfare, for viewing themselves or others? That's what we talked about.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Luke Du, thanks for all the hard work on the
Thank
stream,
you.
guys. Thank
you
you.
for the generosity.
Zero Fun. Are there any resources to learn Mandarin in a politically neutral environment? Find a Taiwanese language partner, Taiwanese teacher, and go to a Taiwanese language school.
That's the
Or
best
study
way
in
to do
Taiwan.
it. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Honestly, every time I've been to Taiwan, you will see the sensationalist headlines that are politically motivated against mainland China. You see that, and it's annoying, but it's not such a big talking point. It doesn't permeate every facet of life like it does in China, you know? So you can have a balanced thing.
DuckDuckGo uses Bing. They didn't censor Tank Man. I thought you were smarter, guys. Why are you simping for DuckDuckGo? They censored Tank Man because they used Bing and then they fucked up.
Yeah, they use
That's-
Bing, which is incorrect. They should use everything and put it all together in one.
Well,
So
I mean,
different
like,
web crawlers all over the place.
then they're still guilty of censoring something.
No, it's Bing censored it.
Right, but why does DuckDuckGo use that then? It can't be this bastion of free speech that
Because
everyone talks
they
about.
love censorship. They love Microsoft.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone keeps going DuckDuckGo is like the go-to like free speech search engine. Well,
you were
clearly not.
Thought we were smarter than that, man.
Activate a complex. Sorry, I'm just confused.
Yeah.
Are girly men whose feelings are really easily hurt still allowed to be general secretary? Asking for a friend. Not a friend. Exactly.
Not sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Seema, Alistair Giffland, not cool with the 444, by the way.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Take off that mask and let me see those eyes. To quote my favorite wolf warrior.
Yeah, there we go.
C-milk is
Yeah.
not fit for a Chinese stomach.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
yeah.
Tara Doherty says, wishing Barrett the best of luck of his cancer treatments in Shenzhen. Let's only send kind words or no words his way as he's going through a lot. That's fine.
Yeah, everyone, when they have to struggle, it's never a good thing. Cancer's a bitch. But you know what? NHS is free in the UK, so that's probably
And
the best option.
Way superior to Chinese
Yeah.
healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand.
Yeah.
Irene Sokolsky, Taiwanese here. Just want to thank you all for providing great English coverage of what happens in the Sinosphere. You're doing a good deed.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Dustin Brown, keep up the good work, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Imperator Salt, another question. If the CCP were to fall, would Taiwan maintain independence or would it take over the mainland? It has no ambitions to take over the mainland. This is a new propaganda talking point. Yeah. Before, they wouldn't talk about the Republic of China. They're like, fuck Taiwan, fuck Republic of China. That doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. Now, because Taiwan wants to be independent and called Taiwan, they say, oh, actually, they claim all of mainland China.
Yeah, I mean, they did for the longest
They
time.
don't know.
But not anymore.
No.
Now
Taiwan
it's
wants to be
changed. They
Taiwan.
just want to be their independent country, which they already are.
And they already are. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They already are.
Yeah.
Imperator Salt, thank you very much. James
you.
Daly, talking about school uniforms. I would if I could
Yeah,
read
there it
this.
is. It's down.
Oh,
Down.
sorry.
Yeah. There we go.
Not sure they'd be jealous of my old high school, Fetz College. Your high school is called a college?
Interesting.
Can't believe I used to wear that. Why don't you pull up
Yeah.
Fetz College? We'll
Okay.
look at your uniform. We'll give it a uniform judgment
Yeah.
because we're apparently the go-to guys. It's
in Edinburgh.
it's Edinburgh. Let's see. That's awesome.
I mean,
That's cool. You have to admit that's cool. It's crazy.
pink and brown
It's
striped
so
blazers
cool.
for the boys.
He looks like a piece of candy. Tell me that's not kind of badass, though. It's special.
If you're about to join a clown academy or something, I mean,
Now,
it's-
whatever. You're a suit boy, so you're like judgmental about that
That's a
shit.
little-
I think it's special.
But look, the women, the girls are fine, but they've dressed the
Yeah,
men
they-
in
they
this
look
pink
normal.
and brown striped.
I think it
clown
looks kind of
suit.
cool. Wait, what's up with the kill? Never mind.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I mean, yeah.
I think that's
I
cool,
mean, I'm
James.
sorry for you, man. That's pretty awful to have to.
Agree
wear
to disagree over here. I'd wear that. Actually, I probably wouldn't, to be honest. But if I was a kid, I think that would be kind of cool. That kind of looks like me right there.
It does.
Jesse Volks. Do you think when China goes to war, their military statistics aren't really what they think they are because of corruption and end up losing the war before it started? That would absolutely be the scenario.
Yeah,
Overshooting their, yeah.
exactly.
Sam M. Lots of people in the CCP grew up listening to propaganda. Do you think CCP politicians spreading it genuinely realize it's propaganda? Yeah, absolutely. It's not like, oh, this isn't propaganda. They have a department called the propaganda department.
Sure. Which a lot of the
not a
shows
bad
work
word.
for, by the way.
Yeah, they work for.
Yeah.
If you see anyone working for CGTN or any of the shills that talk about China, they work for the propaganda department of China.
Yes.
Not like kind of disjointed.
No,
they
it
work
is.
for that
For
department.
that department, yeah.
Wing 083, thoughts on China threatening to nuke Japan? How do they get away with things like saying like that? Isn't that like Winston basically declaring war?
Said they
Said
basically-
basically declaring
Yes.
war. Yeah, it is.
They get away with this all the time. They bluster and they say these terrible things, and for some reason, the rest of the world's like, "Oh, it's just China," you know.
No, they can say that apparently.
They're like, it's okay for them to say it, you know. We don't want to hurt their feelings and say that you can't say that.
right.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Imagine America, the American, you know, government threatened to nuke China. I think that would be a declaration of war.
I agree. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just.
What's that?
After we were talking about those uniforms, we went
Yeah.
on for so long, but we didn't show it to them.
Oh, right.
So everyone's like, "Show us the fucking uniforms."
Sorry.
But then,
I don't know
then
how.
somebody said, pictures are best described through word of mouth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Just
It looks
search-
like a pinstripe.
Search FETS, FETTES, college uniforms. I mean, if I really wanted to do some wizardry, I could bring it up and show it to everyone.
I just love these fucking cheeky bastards.
You know what? I will. I'll do. While you get the next question up, I'm going to
Okay.
try and find it.
Okay, cool. Dream Estate says, I know a Chinese woman with very little knowledge of her own country's history, but is very well versed in anything bad regarding the West. That is exactly how it's designed. Could it be
Yes.
the same that some Chinese defend the CCP because it's the only, on the news it is viewed as 100% perfect? Absolutely correct. When you only have one option to make your comparisons, that's what you're going to absorb. So when you only see negativity about the West, it's not their fault that they think the West is bad. When you only see that the Chinese government or China is good, then why would you fault someone for believing that? That's the only thing they have an option of seeing. So
Yeah,
you're
I find
absolutely
it
correct.
very unfair that we're constantly being told that we're smearing China.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you ever read the Chinese
Oh,
news,
jeez.
all they ever do is smear, you know, if you want to use that word, America
that
and the
word, but yeah.
West. You know, that's the thing. They do it all the time. Okay, I'm still trying to get this FETS college uniform thing
It's okay.
going.
GR says, do you guys ever read Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins? The U.S. has been inflicting debt bondage on nations for at least 7 decades. That's a bit out of my wheelhouse. Both Winston and I have never claimed to be experts on economics, by the way.
No.
And we will never be experts on economics.
Yeah. By the way, you're going to see some unrelated pictures up here for a minute while I try to figure this all out, if you guys don't mind. So never mind this thing in the background. I'm busy sorting it out.
Oh, well, thank you for all the people that put in their personalities. It's interesting to see a bunch of rare ones.
Yeah.
I actually want to make a poll to see who is the rarest.
Okay, who's the
Rarest
rarest of them all?
Yeah. Andres
Bloody
Gracias
pictures.
says, I think Taiwan still claims mainland in their constitution, and they don't want to change it because it would lead to a conflict. I was told that. That is correct. Ehang Glide, thank you very much. And Winston's going to pull up the uniforms. Should have made a straw poll, but we don't have time.
No, we're going to put it in here. Okay, I'm just going to go okay. You're going to see some random pictures here for a second. So all from last time we were talking about. Well, I mean, we may as well point out there's some sissy pants. This is what they're trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Remember?
These poor guys.
And come on.
Zhao Wei,
There
who's
we
gone.
go. There's
This is the FETS. I think this looks cool. Winston thinks it's horrible.
if I had to wear this in my school
It's awesome.
with that blue tie,
That's so cool. I mean, I guess it's a
Yeah.
novelty because we don't have uniforms
the
here.
guy is basically reading a book that says "strike me down" because he's not. Well, it says "strike something," but I'm guessing it says "strike me down" because he's so embarrassed that he's wearing this.
I think he's just well into his outfit. He thinks he looks swish as fuck, and he loves it. See, we don't have uniforms here, so like I was wearing like a freaking
this
cool yin yang shirt
this
when I was
guy-
a kid, right?
apologize whoever you are. We don't want
He
to.
looks cool.
I mean, yeah, he's working it, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't want to have to.
James Daly came back with another super chat. You know what he said?
What?
Thanks for the compliment. So you're welcome, James. This fun fact: this is the school Hogwarts was based off of.
Oh, really?
That's really interesting. I could see that.
They didn't wear pink and brown striped blazers in
Yeah,
Hogwarts.
because they wore robes. Robes.
I mean, look, it looks like a freaking candy store or something. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just, to me, it's just a bizarre choice of colors.
Yeah.
That's all.
I just said, you know when a random thought comes in your head?
Sure.
I'll leave everyone with this.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Ehang Glide says, I did a search and it came out that Elvis owned a Fett's blazer. We see that right there.
That's not. I mean, is it?
Yeah, he owned one.
Oh,
It's
he
on the
did.
left, yeah.
It makes sense.
He liked it.
Elvis had a pink Cadillac. He probably wore it in his pink Cadillac.
Right.
It makes sense.
I gotta get this off my chest.
Right.
This has nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
But when I was in 11th grade, my friend didn't study for an exam, and it was an essay exam. The word robes brought this up in my head.
Okay.
And he was like a kind of a class clown, but also he's just kind of a bad kid.
All right.
And we had to write a massive essay, actually a one-page essay on Robespierre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he had no
Robespierre.
idea who Robespierre was
Okay.
because he didn't read about it, and we were supposed to do our homework.
Right.
And on his essay, he drew like a curly-headed man and wrote Pubes Pierre. Handed it in,
Yeah.
and the teacher just wrote, she didn't write A, she didn't write B, she didn't write F, she just drew a huge question mark. And I got kicked out of the class. I had to go wait in the hall because I couldn't stop laughing
Sounds like
because of the question mark. It's just with this pube head guy on it.
That's a
Anyway,
bizarre story.
I had to get that off my chest. Somebody
Yeah.
will understand that moment when you're laughing in an inappropriate situation. You can't control yourself.
Makes sense.
Oh, sorry. Scott Telfer says, "Dodge my super chat." I'm talking about another YouTuber. We don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate it. We're not dodging it. We don't want to bring beef drama so that more people
Yeah,
can
but
go.
at the same
beef
time-
drama.
At the same time, there's a lot to say about that, and I will bring it up at some point. So I will address your question in an upcoming video at some point when I'm doing a more general.
But it's not
video.
directed towards
Yeah.
that.
No, it's going to be a more general video about
It'll
the
explain
state
things,
of.
yeah.
Unfortunately, what's happening right now is that, whether people like it or not, there are foreigners that live in China that are in a situation where they either have to 100% support the CCP and everything the CCP says and denigrate the West, or they have to keep quiet and not have a social media presence or leave, one of those three options. And so you do have a situation where you've got these guys that have pigeonholed themselves. They've aligned themselves with the Communist Party of China, and they've aligned themselves with the propaganda. And they're in a tight spot because as the net closes, around them, they can say less and less, and they're less and less free. And some of them realize that what they've been doing is not conducive to their freedom and not conducive to a good way of life. And a lot of them are starting to realize it's time to either jump ship or change tactics. And I'll be making a video about the state of what's going on with that whole sphere at some time in the future.
That is correct.
So not trying to dodge your thing, but thank you. Yeah.
No.
Thank you,
Dodge
Scott.
this.
Yeah.
Black Yellow 6, the Fets kids, they look like bros whose dad's tricked into visiting his chocolate factory. Yeah, a bit Willy Wonka-esque. I maintain that it's a pretty cool uniform.
I mean, look, if you're stuck with it, you're stuck with it. I know I had to wear school uniforms growing up, blazers, and we had like the emblem on our pocket, very old school British style.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
Cool. We had like stripy socks and things like that. Those knee-high socks that you have to wear. We had that kind of thing with the summer uniform. You had to wear shorts and those knee-high socks.
You guys could get kicked out of China for being sissy pants.
No, I mean, yeah, but very rough and tumble though. You have to play rugby and all that. It's a different kind
knee-high
of a
socks,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, you do. Yeah, it's just
Don't
different.
defend
It's
it.
a different weird thing, but yeah, pink and brown stripes is just a little odd.
Hey, I like it.
Just
Anyway,
just saying.
I'm gonna get one of those jackets if they don't cost $1 million.
Yeah, well, because Elvis had one, they're going to be too expensive.
Ah, shit. Never mind. If someone wants to send me one, PO box, we have.
You better
one.
wear it on the show.
I'll wear it on the show.
Okay, good stuff. Thanks, guys. We've reached the end of all the questions, and a personal, heartfelt thank you from myself, and I'm sure from CMILK too, for being here with us, joining us live here for
Absolutely.
this very important conversation. We like to joke around, but you know what? This is a very serious thing. When a government decides how you're allowed to express yourself, it's never a good thing.
No.
And you can tell they're afraid. They're gearing up for war. They only want masculine men because they want fighters and they want soldiers and they want everyone to be prepared for a war. The rhetoric that they're putting out right now is disgusting. And it is a bunch of crap. If you watch my video, if you listen to what we've been saying over all this time, if you take a look at what China's actually done, because the world is like a freaking boiled frog. It's that, you know, you put the frog in the pot and you slowly raise the heat. They don't realize they're being cooked until it's too late. And that's what's happening. Look at everything China's done recently with the entertainment industry, with the economics, shutting down billionaires, destroying Wall Street. They've been doing this on purpose because they could avoid it. It's not something that happened by mistake. You know, look at what they're doing now with these new mandates, cutting down on people leaving, blustering about Fort Detrick and the fact that this,
War.
you know, the virus, the coronavirus, which came from Wuhan, isn't their fault and actually comes from America. Look at all this garbage that they've been doing slowly, under everyone's nose. And now it's getting to a point where they can justify war. And if war comes, they'll be like, yes, we're prepared. This is what they're trying to do. And another thing people don't realize, unless you've lived in China, is you see billboards everywhere.
Yeah.
Talking about preparing for war.
Yep.
Talking about
Foreign enemies.
Yes, foreign enemies. And it's always against the US and, you know, other big countries. They love to put those things up there. Catch foreign spies. You know, all this kind of nonsense that goes out. And we in the West, a bunch of useless namby-pambies that sit around here going on about like, hey, we should be careful not to hurt anyone's feelings. It's racist to say that the COVID came from Wuhan, you know? And China is laughing, that CCP is laughing at us and preparing and telling all of its people how awful we are. They don't care about people's feelings and being PC.
No.
They just do whatever they want. They're belligerent. They're awful. And we sit back and allow ourselves to be put in a corner. We shouldn't be doing this. So thank you for joining us for this conversation, because finally we can actually talk about it and help some people prepare themselves to deal with what's going on and at least understand what's going on. So
Correct.
thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we will. We'll be here. So can't wait to see you. And as usual, I'm not going to cut myself off, so I'm going to do my countdown. You ready for it?
I do. I do.
What?
do. I'm getting married over here.
5, 4, 3. Get lost and go.
Oh, probably everyone. In a way. Honestly, this is the beginning of the end. You guys, like, if you keep reaching out and saying, like, oh, I want to get a job in China, we always say, probably not a good idea right
Yeah,
now.
go to
If
Taiwan.
anything, China is absolutely on the path to full on closing down right now.
Yeah.
Look at the
it's
port
crazy.
in Ningbo.
Yeah.
Ningbo, as people say. Ningbo.
Ningbo, yeah. No, it's not good, guys. And we don't like to see it going this way, but we've been calling this for a very long time. Anyway, let's do a couple of super chats.
I wanted to. This is not a super chat, but they said Taiwanese KTV rooms are rational. It's only China, guys. And yes, I will agree with you.
Yeah.
I've been to KTV a million times in Taiwan. It's like a business endeavor. All the women that you would go with, like not KTV girls, like your coworkers, they've practiced
Oh, dude.
for so long, and it's like meticulous.
I had that in China too.
Oh,
It
did
just
you?
depends on the class. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, remember when I used to work for Tencent? We went out to KTV a couple of times with
Yeah.
my Tencent colleagues, and they were great.
Yeah, but they're all drinking, right? In Taiwan, no one touched a drop.
Oh, right, like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Anyway,
That's-
let's hit some super chats.
Mimi says, congratulations, guys. Now that you've achieved over 100,000 subscribers, maybe Joe Rogan will ask for you as a guest on your podcast. Well, I don't think so, considering cumulatively we have like 2 million subs.
Really, that much?
We have a lot.
I mean,
right?
if you put all our channels
yeah, that's what I'm
together.
saying altogether. Well, I have about 700,000.
What
You
are we,
have-
China and gold medals now?
We are. We add them all together. Yeah, come on.
Okay, fine.
We are different territories. My point is,
Yeah.
this podcast is our least popular channel.
I want this to become our most popular.
I-
We enjoy
I
this
agree.
more than anything
It's the
else.
most fun.
Because we enjoy, eating cheese and talking to you
It's
guys.
fun.
Yes, yes.
Everyone, we actually got super chats saying their favorite part was the cheese part.
Oh,
We're gonna
really?
have to bring it back with other foods.
Okay.
People love taste test stuff.
Interesting.
They do.
The Swiss cheese is awesome.
I like it.
Yeah.
Never said I hated it.
You said it was bland.
It's not
Do
bringing.
you
us
say
back.
something you like is bland?
I do. I'm like,
Ooh,
this
listen to
music
this.
is
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
so
bland.
bland. This book is bland as all hell. Like
I
this
love
person,
it.
his speech is bland.
Oh God, I love bland
It's
things.
bland soup.
David Pay says, "Congratulations on 100K. Thank you very much."
Thank
La,
you.
And then he put la in the end.
Yeah.
Q Basic 16. Congratulations to the 100,000
Thank you.
subscribers and thus direct contact with YouTube. Not yet. We've
Yeah.
applied. It
Yeah.
says it's going to take a few weeks.
It'll take a few weeks, yeah. Thanks. And
Oh,
we
thank
should
you.
get another play button. This is amazing
yeah,
because
we have 3 already.
between the two of us, we'll have in total 4 silver play buttons,
Yeah.
which I think is.
You're
kind
almost
of-
at a gold.
Yeah, no, I mean, not almost. You know how slow it is from
Right.
here. It'll take years. But the thing is, like, the fact that we could have 4 silver play buttons is quite awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really something to be proud of, It's all because of you guys.
Yes. Kareev CH, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Dan Cacciatore, the Sunday Guardian had a great interview with China Uncensored this past weekend about the YouTube CCP style censorship. Worth reading. Here's $88. Good number.
Thank you so much.
For the good luck in fighting against totalitarian behavior. Thank you, Dan Cacciatore. Mr. Terra TV says, are you planning on a bike tour through Germany? Only if I can meet Die Woodies.
It's your favorite
Die
band.
Fichtelslied.
Yeah, it's your favorite band.
It is.
Absolutely, we're definitely going to do it at some point. We'll go through the whole of Europe. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
Yeah.
come catch up on those.
So, what are we doing next? We're doing Wulmau Corner, aren't we?
Wu Mao Corner. Yes, we are.
Did
Right,
you-
go back.
Okay,
Wu Mao Corner is that. But
That
it
is-
comes before.
It comes before
Yeah,
that.
right.
All right.
Right before that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay. We have a very special comment today on my
So
video.
yeah, Wulmau Corner, where we talk about hate, and it gives you a good idea of what the narrative is in China right now when it comes to, the nationalists and the hate and all that sort of thing. So
usually
what have we
it's
got?
much more hectic and bad than this, but
Yeah.
this one we just loved. It's garbage video with trashes.
That's the comment,
That is-
and the username is Sonic Dong.
Sonic Dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, and he looks so
Yeah.
happy. I loved
Yeah.
it. I want him to post more.
I mean, we went to go
Um,
look at his channel, but it had only been opened in the last week or something.
Yeah,
and it's got
just
zero
it's
content.
a bot account,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
This is quite common. They'll just open random channels with random names and then come and leave disparaging comments, downvote our videos, that kind of thing. And it is a bot farm. You've seen it before. You've seen all the ladies sitting there with like 50 phones in front of each one or 100
Uh-huh.
phones, and they
Yep.
just sit there and that's all they do all day. Is like, okay, create accounts and then go and leave shitty comments everywhere.
Yep. I mean, most of them don't even know. Like Sonic Dong probably doesn't even know what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, garbage video with trashes is like, you would say 垃圾视频有垃圾吗？
Yeah.
It doesn't even make sense.
在里面，
It doesn't even make
他们
sense.
就说垃圾。
But that's not what it says.
No, it's not. So that would be
垃圾视频有垃圾
有垃圾，也有垃圾。
也有垃圾。
Yeah, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
No.
Anyway,
Anyway, Sonic
we
Dong,
we
good
loved
try.
that comment and upvoted it. You did on your it was
Yes,
on
I
your
did.
channel, eh? So-
But what it led to was what videos is he talking about? Well, the 2 videos that we released yesterday, I believe.
which I must say are garbage videos with trash when it comes to the views.
We can't understand because you guys, and I'm not blaming you. I'm giving you credit.
Yeah.
You influence what we do. You absolutely do. You give us ideas, and we cover things that we perceive as something you care about.
Yep.
So you guys reached out about 2 specific things, and guess what? Those are the exact 2 topics we covered this week.
Yeah.
Now, Winston and I have been doing very well with views
fairly
recently.
okay.
Fairly okay with views. Our channels are getting pretty popular. So we covered things that we perceive would be popular because you guys, literally by the hundreds, were reaching out about these 2 topics. Number 1 was about the fake Swiss biologist that China created to push
Yeah.
fake COVID narrative about the
Yeah.
lab leak. And then number 2 was about Michael Spavor, our friend
Yeah.
from
As-
Canada that's a hostage in
Yeah,
China.
for those of you who don't know, with the Canadian side of things, there's this hostage diplomacy going on. The Michael, what's his name, Schellenberg or something, the drug dealer guy.
yeah,
I mean, that's different. He actually did break the law in China. He did
I'm
try
not
to.
saying he deserves it.
No,
I'm
he
just saying.
certainly doesn't deserve the death penalty.
No.
But he did try to smuggle drugs out of China, actually purchase and
Right.
send them out.
Whereas
which-
our friend Michael Spavor did not do
no,
that.
it didn't do anything. But the worst thing about the drug dealer death penalty guy is the fact that he only had a 15-year sentence, and when he appealed, think about this: you're like being sentenced by the Chinese Communist Party to 15 years. You think you're innocent? Obviously, I don't think this guy's innocent.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Let
He's
us
got a
jury
huge,
decide, oh, wait, can't.
he's got a huge history of drug things
Sure.
in Canada and stuff. So I'm guessing he's guilty of this. That's just my own personal take. But the fact of the matter is, he gets 15 years. He's like, screw this. He speaks to his lawyer. He tries his best. They're like, okay, we're going to appeal this. We're going to see what we can do. He goes for an appeal, and the judge is like, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have got 15 years. You're getting the death penalty now. That must be the worst mistake of your life. Like,
Salt in the wound.
why did I appeal?
It's like getting a pile of Swiss cheese when you ask for Gouda. You know what I mean?
Swiss cheese is better than Gouda.
No way.
It's so much better.
No, you're weird.
No, anyway. No, the fact of the matter is, we've been saying for a while that we know one of the Michaels. We never let on who it was, simply because we didn't want to jeopardize their.
But it's been sentenced.
But it's done. So Michael Spavor is the guy we knew, and we knew him because while we were filming Conquering Northern China, we spent a lot of time on the North Korean border area, and he was like our fixer just in that area. And he is a great guy, and we spent quite a while with the guy. We went out for dinners and we went out for lunches. He took us around to show us all the different cultural things, the Korean cultural
Yeah,
things.
he did a
that
great
were happening.
job. He knew everyone there. It was nice.
And we kept in touch because he's a good guy and, like, you could say, a very good acquaintance, you know? So it was just heartbreaking, and it's horrible to see that he's
could have been
sentenced.
us next.
Well, that's one of the main reasons that I left.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway.
So we wanted to give you a clip from both of our videos. The first one will be mine, and what I wanted to say is that the description, down below, you can click the links in the
Yeah,
description.
just a quick little clip from each of them in case you haven't seen them.
Please watch them after this, please. I plead you, because they deserve more views. And everyone that watched both videos are like, thank you, these are really important.
Yeah, whoever watched them in our audience right now, we thank you from the
Yes.
bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much. Let's
Please
have a
share
quick-
them out.
Let's have a quick look at what they're all about,
Yeah.
shall we? Okay, we'll get there. This is not a shameless plug. This is
The picture they use
Yeah.
for him is even used on other things, like on medicine, self-help products, furniture.
Home is the place where our minds can rest for a moment, and where we can remember the happy memory during the years.
Paints, fertilizer additives. Hell, we even found him on Wikipedia for these fertilizer additives. He's a big deal. What a busy guy. I see why he has to change his signature all the time. He's probably got too many fans. For his own safety, he's got to keep them guessing, you know?
Don't worry about the.
Pause real quick.
yeah.
So that video is about basically a Swiss biologist was created out of thin air by China. And what happened was they needed to make up a fake social media account to say that the second probe into the origins of the coronavirus in
Yeah.
Wuhan is unwarranted.
Yes.
So they need a Westerner to say that with scientific credentials to be like, see, China's right. This evil bully America is trying to find origins, but, look inward.
Sure.
So they created all this shit, and it actually blew up in their face because what happened, they created this man named Wilson Edwards,
Yeah.
and he doesn't exist. And Switzerland immediately called it out, and they said, there is no Wilson Edwards in Switzerland.
There's no citizen with that
No.
name.
Don't you dare do this.
Yeah.
So they said, calling Wilson Edwards, we're looking
Yeah.
for you. Actually, we know this is fake news from China.
Yeah.
So I did a video about how that actually came to be and why this is not a new thing. They constantly make people up.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Anyway.
So we just want to show you some actual real live footage of Michael Spavor, the poor guy who's now a political prisoner and hostage in China.
Yellow stuff, that's
For
just.
the female fans.
Yeah, sure. Very good.
Yeah, this is.
All right.
And thank you, Michael. I appreciate
Thank you, Michael. Michael Spavor is not a spy.
So we're here actually in a very, very interesting place.
That's true. Why don't you, Michael, introduce yourself and then introduce where we are?
Nice to meet you. I'm Michael Spavor. I live here in the Yanbian region. This area's
Yeah, I mean, that's the be all and the end all. We just wanted to show you what is being classified as garbage and trashes videos.
Yeah, so shameless plug, but
Shameless plug, yeah, shameless plug.
you're kind of getting off the screen.
I'm
there,
getting
my
off the
friend.
screen. Yeah, okay, I'll come back
Don't want
on.
to lose you.
Yeah, so I mean, that's really pretty much it for the Wumao corner.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
gonna
do some
hit
super
some
chats.
super chats, and then I'll load up our world news.
Yes. My wife is going back to China to visit her father, who is very ill. I'm considering deleting or hiding some of my social media posts. Is that excessive? Not necessarily.
No, I think that's
It's a good
pretty
idea.
wise.
Yeah.
It's wise.
Kate Farrell says, first time catching you guys live. Here's something for the demonetization fund. Keep up the amazing work. You inspire me to keep a thick skin in the face of criticism. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Kate, and keep up that thick skin.
Absolutely. Don't bend to the pressures. Man, if I bend to every single time someone calls me a racist or a white supremacist or anything, I would have given up years ago and I wouldn't have been able to do the work that I do. You have to stand up in the face of this nonsense and realize that if you're being labeled as something or you're being attacked, it's because you're doing the right thing. It means that you are actually usually on the money, and that's why they're trying to shut you up.
Tanmay Kulkarni says, hi guys, sorry I'm a poor man from India, hence only able to afford so much, but I want to say from me and my family, follow your podcast, and it gives a neutral and different perspective of Chinese culture and the way of life. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanmay. That's very generous, and you don't
Absolutely.
have to apologize.
No,
that's,
not at
That's
all.
awesome. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, my friend.
Lawrence just joined. He's a member. Thank you very much.
Dude, gas money for the truck. That means we can actually fill the tank.
Oh, El Jung, yeah, because it actually costs about $100 to fill
Every
the,
time.
to fill the truck. So thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome, Leon. Tornado Brick, would you consider a VR chat meetup? Actually, last episode, if you stayed tuned, if you watched that one, we actually put out a poll and we got enough people to say yes.
Yeah.
So we will be organizing a VR subscriber meetup.
Yeah, it's going to
It'll
be
be
awesome.
fun to see you guys
Can't
there.
wait.
And you can use it without VR.
Yeah.
Just with a phone.
Yeah, can't wait.
Daredevil 1985. I'm hoping Cardi C's next track to drop will be Polyester. Keep up the good work, guys.
Because
Instead of
cotton and then,
yeah.
yeah, polyester, yeah.
Drake Hamby, I recently started a new logistics job at a major Japanese company here in the US. I cringed during orientation when they presented a CGTN video to show how great China's logistics systems are. It was supposed to inspire us. Well,
Ouch.
Drake, that is embarrassing. Did they know the source material?
Yeah,
It's
CGTN.
literally Chinese state propaganda.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is the infrastructure when it comes to logistics coming out of China is good. It's
Yeah.
been because they've got it worked out. They've got all these trade deals and stuff that work in their favor, and it really does work. You can get things out of China very quickly.
Sure.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
Yeah. It's like
so keep pushing for those favorable trade deals, and maybe
it's
your
like
country will
winning
have
with a handicap. You know, you
Yeah.
win at golf, you're like, but you got this massive handicap.
It's
and
like
you're
adding Taiwan to your medal count.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's,
Sander, congratulations on 100K.
Thank you.
Can we see a celebratory anti-rap CCP rap diss track someday? Maybe you will.
oh, I hope so.
Someone has to diss us first.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think it'd be very easy, just given the equipment we have here, to make the same level of like production quality rap as they have, except
I've shot music videos before.
yeah, and
Pretty
you've
good
done
ones.
that before, yeah. And so we could do that, but back at them at some point. It'd be the
Yeah.
cringiest thing
I don't
ever.
need to fight back against Cardi C. She's on our team. They
Yeah,
shouted
sure.
us out. so.
Yeah, yeah,
Victor Washington, but there are people we could, especially the state-sponsored ones.
sure.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I would love a diss track to go up against large
Popeye,
dude.
large, the
Yeah.
whatever Popeye thing.
Yeah. Chinese man. It's not the same guy, is it?
It
Chinese
is,
manners? Oh, it
yeah.
is. Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
show you Chinese manners.
I've got
Oh, yeah.
that.
Victor Washington says, I always look forward to your most enlightening and educational videos. I learned from watching China Uncensored, and the 50 Cent Army has added bots to its arsenal.
Sure.
What is the best counteroffensive? Ignore fighting with bots, fighting bots with bots. That's an interesting idea.
You just have to know how to
Bot
recognize them and just disregard them. Yeah.
B. Pusman says, here's some funds towards Matthew's art appreciation lessons. Thank
Cool.
you. I appreciated that man's art. It became a black blob at the end, but on his process, it's all about the journey.
I mean, if they had him doing calligraphy or something, it would have been amazing. But
yeah.
like, what was that black canvas of junk? And he's just like doing. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna go. I'll hang out in his yard.
Yeah.
Shoot Down Under. Imagine if it was sung on American Idol. Yeah, imagine that. Hogni Asjord. Thank you very much. Ross Wolf says, Cardi C, how has the CCP helped you? Lately been eating so less. You and 20
20 to 50 million others. Wow.
Ouch. Now that's a diss.
That's a diss.
She didn't
Dude,
deserve that.
But that is a diss that would definitely come in some kind of a reply
Yeah,
rap video.
for
Definitely, yeah.
Peter Tran says blue cheese or goat cheese. Goat cheese I like much better. I don't like blue cheese. Very
Blue
much.
cheese is very strong, yeah.
Do you like blue cheese though?
Not a huge fan.
No, me neither.
You know, if it's the only thing left in the fridge, I find if you melt it, it's not as bad.
Oh really? You can melt it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, you know, if you put it on toast and you melt it, so it just kind of melt. It actually isn't as strong as if
Oh,
it's just-
really?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Hmm.
Lexi Red with a 888. Did y'all know China owns GE, AMC, and Motorola? What the hell? I just found out. Is that true?
Was the AMC?
Is that true?
Yeah, it is
GE?
true.
China owns GE?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about GE.
I don't think so.
I think definitely AMC.
Okay.
Yeah,
AMC, like the movie
like
theater?
the movie theaters.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they do.
I just found out. Yeah, definitely. Now I have to sell, she said. David Pay, I agree. Cardi C has potential. I'll just get off the CCP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardi C, you have potential. Look deep inside, and I know maybe just to get in the game, you have to appeal to the party, right? So
Yeah.
give you the benefit of the doubt. Keep it up.
I'm gonna say
Jaya.
you have potential if you can figure out how to sing without auto tune.
Sure. Like we're one to talk.
We're not trying to be rappers, bruh.
Oh, you don't know. Wait till you see. We're gonna come up from the ashes and make our own nonsense.
Anyway,
I'll do one more.
yeah, one more.
I'm gonna avoid some things.
okay.
Oh, I just
Okay.
snapped. So I'll just keep.
We'll
it moving.
we'll
Okay.
go to the next part, which is worldview, guys. We talk about everything that's happening in the world, but specifically to do with China. It's kind of like our What's New segment, but not. If
Yes.
that makes sense. Now, something very interesting has happened recently with Lithuania.
Go Lithuania!
Lithuania. Yeah. Okay. Lithuania is pretty cool.
Yes.
Okay. In my book now, because
Yes.
they've stood up to the CC. By the way, there's some Lithuanian folk.
Oh, I want to explain that in a second. Let's
You're
go
gonna
back to that.
explain- Okay.
flick.
I'll go back to that.
Just
Okay.
give me a second.
Well,
Someone told us we had to check something, so just
Okay, you just-
entertain everyone about Lithuania.
Okay. All right.
Tell them what happened.
All right. Okay. So, what happened in Lithuania is they basically formalized ties with Taiwan, which is fantastic, recognizing Taiwan as a country. Now,
More or less, yeah.
you have to understand how hard China has been working, to basically convince the world that Taiwan is a part of mainland China. Okay, they have this one China policy, and what they do is they bully countries into acknowledging that Taiwan is not an entity that can be dealt with. They have to deal with China. They did it with Africa, my country, South Africa. I saw it happen because I got a lot of Taiwanese friends, and growing up, they were telling me what was going on. And Taiwan had a huge Taiwanese population. It still has a fairly large one, but there's a lot of mainlanders there now in comparison. And they had close ties with the South African government. They had their own local newspaper in Taiwanese that was printed there, their own printing press there. They had their own business forums. They had their own factories. Everything was like, it was a very big thing. And then China came along and said, you want to be part of this BRICS thing, you want to be, deal with us and have trade deals, you have to not recognize Taiwan anymore. And so China shut everything. South Africa shut everything down. China did actually shut them down. And the printing presses had to close. I remember I went to go see the big printing press machines. They were trying to see what they could do with them. They were just junk now because they couldn't use them anymore. But the newspapers shut down. All of the trade deals shut down. Everything to do with Taiwan shut down because Taiwan was no longer recognized as its own country. And this is what they've been doing around the entire world. They bully countries into saying, if you want to deal, do trade deals, you're not allowed to recognize Taiwan as a country.
Yeah.
If you want to get our vaccine diplomacy or whatever it is, you're not allowed to recognize Taiwan as a country. Lithuania was like, screw that. We're going to recognize Taiwan, and we want to do deals with Taiwan. And they didn't like that.
And I'm going to pause that for a second because Gregory sent us a very good, nice chunk
Wow.
on PayPal. And he says, name Greg, massive congrats on the 100K on the podcast. Use half of this towards the cost of a new surveillance system for the virus Pushi, and other half on yourselves. And
Thank you.
We will do that.
Absolutely, we'll do that.
We're trying to figure out how we're going to go because there was surveillance, but we got to set up something where that's like solar powered or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So
something that
definitely.
they can't cut the power to and stuff. Yeah.
Don't you worry. Thank you very much. So
Thank
now
you.
let me get into the
Lithuania.
Lithuania. So
Yeah.
what happened was China got real pissed off. And to quote them, they started calling Lithuania an evil little country.
Evil little country. That's how you do diplomacy.
That's how yeah. So they said they're an evil little country that's trying to undermine the one China policy.
China's an evil big country.
Yes. So Lithuania, you know what their response was? Like most countries that say, "Oh, we're sorry, China. Oh, we'll grovel to you. You know, we prefer your authoritarian dictatorship nightmare
Yes.
to a burgeoning, beautiful democracy that is Taiwan with good human rights record." Lithuania said, we recall our ambassador from China.
Yeah.
And they said, get out. We are going to go all in with Taiwan. And Taiwan's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a huge turn. I know it's a small country, but a huge turn in such a big FU because Lithuania is past with the Soviet Union. It's fresh enough to understand how bad it is to be subservient to a communist dictatorship,
Yes.
right? And they will not forget that, and they will go forward. They've been pro-Europe, they've been pro-West instead of pro-Russia, pro-East.
Yeah.
And they are now going full on towards that. And congratulations, Lithuania, for being an awesome stand-up country for doing that.
Yeah.
Not because you're doing the bidding of the West, because you're standing up for your own personal beliefs.
Yeah.
In lieu of money and bullshit promises that the CCP throws.
Yeah. Now, what did the CCP say? They said something about like encircling. What did they like say to the other countries need to encircle them and put an end to this?
Yeah,
evil?
so now they're calling on the rest of the neighboring Baltic states,
Yeah.
right, to encircle Lithuania and pressure them into into basically bending to the CCP's will,
Yeah.
because the other countries have not decided to do this, right?
Yeah.
With Taiwan, they still follow the one China policy. To be fair, so does America, so does the rest of the world.
Sure.
With caveats.
Yeah.
But Lithuania is the lone wolf here, and hopefully, and this is what China is very worried about, is that they inspire other countries to do the same thing in the name of human rights and in the name of future, like actually just planning for the future.
Right.
Because hedging your bets on China right now is probably a really bad idea.
Yes. Yes.
At least in the long term. So we wanted to look a little bit into Lithuania here. They have a very interesting festival, by the way.
Yes.
It's
Can
called,
you explain what's going on?
yeah,
With
so this is called Užgavėnės. And Užgavėnės is a Lithuanian festival that takes place before Easter. And what they do is kind of like Mardi Gras in a way, right?
Why is that Baba Yaga looking thing wearing bagels or donuts on a necklace?
I have absolutely no idea. These are just things I found on Wikipedia. I just looked it up. So basically, they burn an effigy of something called a more. And they burn it to kind of get ready. It's a staging a battle between Porky, which is personifying the winter, and a hempen man, which is personifying the spring. So that's how they bring in the new season. So they're burning these effigies. I'm sorry, some of these are amazing, right?
Yeah. Sorry, get back.
So
to
they
that.
burn these effigies to kind of bring spring in, right? And it's an interesting thing because it's like a mix between like Christianity / very old pagan rituals, right?
Right.
So this is some old European stuff, and I thought it was very fascinating to look at. I especially like the last picture. That's some haunting imagery on the right there. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but it's actually quite scary. And I like that man on the right as well.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
Hey, it's
you know?
interesting. We
Yeah.
learned a little bit about Lithuania, and we wanted to say huge congratulations to Lithuania for doing that.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. That's all we have for the world news this time around. Thank you, Lithuania, for standing up for what you believe is right and standing in the face of a bully.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, it's time for us to hit our Q&A. And that is where we answer your questions and you question our answers. So let's see what we've got in store for us.
That is right. Sorry, I'm catching up here. Okay, so David Pei says, I see more Chinese friends on board with the fact that Xi Jinping is a job-killing nutcase. If you guys know, basically Xi Jinping is monopolizing the tech sector and the education sector, and it's really bad for people that are in...
Yeah, you know, when I spoke about the Wall Street being shut down, I focused on the English teachers that are now going to have to leave. But what you have to understand is that each one of those branches is staffed by Chinese citizens, and a lot of them, not only for the admin side of things, but the recruiters, the people that run the place, the translators, everybody that's involved is now lost a job. It's crazy how many people are losing their jobs in the education sector and the tech center, like you said. You know, it's just, it's awful. What's happening right now is a very bad move. And I think what's really going on is that Xi Jinping has got so much power that he just makes bad decisions and no one calls him out on these bad decisions. Nobody has the courage to stand up to him and say, we shouldn't do this. Because if they tried to do that, they could be in serious trouble.
Yeah.
So they just allow him to make bad decisions, and it's actually affecting the Chinese population the most.
What you have to understand is that Xi Jinping's cronies, like his crew, all those yes men and stuff, they still get paid the same.
Yeah.
They if not when they what's it called, when they monopolize all these things, when they put full state control over this stuff, they're the immediate benefactors. So they'd be like, why would Xi Jinping want to screw over his country like this?
Yeah.
It only bolsters his power in preparation for closing off China like they're planning on doing.
Right.
So there's no like, oh, they're damaging China. Oh, they're going to make it worse. Yeah, for everyone else, not for themselves.
Sure.
Right. And that's how the CCP operates. It's
Yeah.
always the party first. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, Jackosaurus says Great Leap Backwards, and I agree.
Correct, yeah. Mr. Breck says, if I see made in China on a product, I won't buy them since the pandemic. And more, you need to think about how to diversify supply chains.
Yeah.
Like for the future. It's more about that. But anyway, David Pay, you need to add brie cheese to that plate.
Yeah, I love brie cheese.
Also quite bland, but great.
And it's not bland. Brie cheese is not bland.
Bland.
It's
we're
really,
still in
really
the
not
conversation
bland.
that you don't. One thing can be more bland than another.
Yeah, but
thing.
it's not bland.
Compared to other cheese, it is.
That whatever that Pravati, whatever that stuff, that's bland.
That's pretty bland. Yeah.
That's
I
bland.
like it.
There's no flavor. It's like if you take water and you boil it and you drink
Oh, you
it.
mean the Indian cheese?
Yeah, yeah.
That had
yeah,
no
yeah.
flavor.
Not Havarti, yeah. If you take water, you boil it, and then you add more water to it, and then you drink it.
That was
That's
bland.
bland.
No, that. What is that?
That cheese, whatever it's called.
Oh, we have another cheese we forgot to eat, dude.
Oh yes, we got one more.
Here, pull that up. You're making me eat this crap.
Okay, what is this? This is
Show the camera. yeah.
kefir cheese.
So this is.
That's how you say it? Kefir.
Yeah, kefir. Yeah. So
gotta
that's
be
that
careful
Iranian
saying-
cheese.
Saying that.
Is this
kefir.
good?
I don't know.
Just like it turned.
The AC turned off again.
Why?
We're dying in here.
Okay, so here's your spoon. We're gonna have to use the spoon for this. So what kind of cheese is this?
Hang on, what are you, Yuri Geller?
Sorry.
You don't have better spoons in your house?
I do. I don't know what happened. I got mad or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is what he brings to the office is Yuri Geller's props. Okay, anyway, let's try this quickly. Okay, all right. Kind of tastes like yogurt.
It is.
It's not, it says
Kefir is
cheese.
yogurt.
It says kefir cheese. Yeah. It's definitely not bland though. It's sour.
That is straight up just yogurt.
It's yeah, but it says cheese. Look at it there on the label.
I get that, but I also think that is literally yogurt. That's very warm. Are we gonna die?
We'll get salmonella or something. Anyway, let's continue.
Not good. I don't like warm. People are like, kefir is yogurt.
It says kefir cheese, so maybe it's a special kind of cheese made out of this yogurt.
It just tastes like yogurt, bro. That's just warm yogurt.
That's pretty much what it was. It said cheese. I took it out the fridge, okay?
Kefir is not cheese.
Well, it said kefir cheese. You want me
I
to
know.
bring that out again? Look, everybody.
It's plain yogurt.
It says. Okay, can you read that? Kefir cheese.
It's so not cheese. It's just yogurt.
It says cheese, though. But it does taste like yogurt. I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lol, kefir is yogurt.
But it's got a cow. It's got a cow on there, too.
Yogurt's made of cows.
Isn't yogurt a
No.
bacteria?
Yeah, in milk.
It's like a culture.
You know.
It says ingredients.
What is wrong with this air conditioning?
I don't know. Cultured cream, milk, non-fat milk, ultra-filtered lactose, reduced non-fat dairy milk, and enzyme.
I'm lactose
Okay,
intolerant.
it's got enzyme. So you know it's good when it's got enzyme.
Why is it so hot in here?
I don't know. Maybe you got to set that temperature to like max.
No, it just took a while for the signal to go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Freaking
Cool.
office is horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, Mimi says thinking bishop cheese.
Oh, okay. I haven't
I
had
don't know
that.
what means. Kenshin 891. Say what you want about cheese. At least no Western society produced virgin boy egg.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
To
There's-
be fair, that's a small town in Henan.
It's but it is a thing where
Yeah.
shops will usually pay like mothers, and what they do is they bring a little boy. It's got to be a virgin boy, and he actually pisses on the eggs. We're not
They put them
making
in
this.
buckets in school.
Yeah, we're not making this up. Okay, they buy virgin boy piss and urine. Let's say urine. I'll be a bit more classy. They take urine, and then they use the urine to boil the eggs like a tea egg. And it is a specialty that's eaten in China, in certain parts of China, Henan, like you said. But it is. It's urine-soaked eggs are a specialty.
Yeah, I mean, they literally put buckets in the hallways of schools so that little boys can pee on them, and then they cook. You can't make this up.
It's not made up, and we've got footage.
Look it up.
but,
Type in
you know,
urine eggs.
Yeah, urine eggs or something in China. We can't show any of this stuff. In fact,
Obviously.
we don't have the footage. We that gets
Oh,
sent.
I've
it.
actually never been there.
Yeah, we get sent the footage, and
Yeah.
it's like, what is this? You can't. It's like, gross.
It's literally buckets of pee with eggs in them.
Mm.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. There, he says, someone was like, soil and green, but it's people. Anyway, let's continue. Sorry.
Shaze says the Swiss cheese council has entered the chat.
Nice.
That yogurt was very
It's actually
warm.
not. It's not very good. It's got a. Yeah.
It should be cold.
It should. Well, it was when I bought it into the
Hours
office
ago.
this
This
morning.
morning.
Yes, it's been sitting
gonna
in.
die.
No, we're fine. Warm yogurt's okay.
I'm kind of 100% sure that's not.
When you have Turkish food or Middle Eastern, Mediterranean
Actually, I
food.
had some yesterday.
Yeah,
Afghan food's amazing, by
Yeah.
the way. I had some yesterday. So
but,
good.
But dude, it's got yogurt, and you're like putting
Yeah,
warm
that's
meats
true.
and
That's
stuff.
true.
And so
That's
don't
true.
talk nonsense.
It was cold yogurt, though.
It doesn't matter. It's warm meat, cold yogurt, and warm meat. It's like stop. Anyway, let's
So
continue.
good,
on.
though.
Yeah, it's but it's
Yogurt and meat is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, let's continue, please.
Dieter Ski says, Alex from Xinjiang said you guys can have cheese from under his scrotum.
Okay,
Did he really say that?
I don't know. Anyway,
What a mean man.
yeah.
Lexi Red says Dieter Ski loves CCP scrotum.
Oh, cool. We got a new member, Chris McGrath.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. New member.
Jordan Larimore. It's all about that. Oh yeah, we opened up memberships. Can I say that?
Yeah, we did.
So we had 100K, and I noticed that we have memberships. So if you click join next to subscribe, it costs like a small amount of money every month. But what happens is you get priority in the chat.
Yep, and you get
So
a little
you're-
thing next to your.
But
your-
look, I'll actually read. I'll start reading members' chats because I just realized it just dawned on me today that we have them.
They'll probably turn up.
Cesario JPN says yogurt is made of cows. See Milk 2021. So
Yeah.
I can see it shows like members.
Yeah, yogurt's
also,
made of cows.
But the easiest way is super chats.
Yeah.
But anyway, both are great.
They'll
ways to
pop. They
support
should
the
pop
channel.
up in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Jordan Larimore, it's all about that pepper jack cheese. I ate pepper jack a couple days ago. Great cheese. You
It
like
is.
pepper jack?
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Europeans
It's very
are like,
American. It's very American.
Yeah, but it tastes good. It's spicy.
It's nice. It's very American. It's
You're
nice.
very American.
Swiss cheese is
Jonathan.
better in my opinion. Tastes nicer on a bagel. You know what's really good? Is here in America they've got pretzel bagels. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it's so good.
You are really into
It's-
those. They're good though.
It's like a bagel with, but it tastes like a pretzel on the outside. You put Swiss cheese in that, a little bit of ham or whatever, some cold meats.
I agree.
Can't go wrong.
Bagels are great.
Bagels are
You're
amazing.
a big bagel man.
I love bagels.
Jonathan Lau, do you think China had any influence on Australia or New Zealand's COVID policy? Zero COVID with harsh lockdowns.
It's hard to say.
Maybe not. Sneakers, Sar. I'm burping up some warm yogurt.
It's fine. You keep doing that. Drink your drink.
Phil,
So-
you don't have any left. Phil H. Cardi C to celebrate with Canas. That's a bold strategy caught in. Let's see if it pays off for him. Rum Runner says bad joke of the week. Yes, always.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do anarchists hate Vietnamese food? Because they're Antifa.
Wow.
Antifa.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, because
my-
pho is the proper way to pronounce,
yeah.
like noodles. It's called pho in Vietnam.
You're gonna get so many that's the joke.jpegs thrown
That's-
at you right now.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Mimi says my name is really Wilson Edwards.
Okay,
Thank you,
nice.
That's awesome. Dieter Ski says you need a graphic with Xi Jinping and Mimi Xi.
Okay.
Ryan Jones says thank you all for studying my thoughts.
It's Ryan.
Some beers.
Thank you.
Steak Picado 86. My dear friend Ryan, who is always crying.
That's right.
Frederico Dal, a new
New
member.
member.
Thank
Thank
you. Canadian Greg, check PayPal, mate. We did. We read your
Yeah,
thing.
thank you
Thanks
so
very
much.
David Pace says Xi Jinping's English name, habit close apple. Yeah, if you translated it
Yeah.
correctly. Xi Guan the Xi. Yeah, that's right. Folkenstall, you're killing me. General Swiss cheese does not exist. Every one of them has a name. We know this. Come on.
course.
We're in America.
Yeah.
We get it. We have all of these too. We
Yeah,
have-
yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce them, but Gruyere.
Emmentaler is awesome.
Of course, I eat that all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Appenzeller and Tillister. We get it.
Swiss cheese is the one with the holes in it.
It did not have a name. It's not original Swiss cheese. We get that. Please file a complaint with your government. They've been on top of things, especially
Yeah.
calling out fake biologists.
Yeah, exactly.
Ed G, love the cheese taste segment. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
We'll have more in the future when we disagree on another food.
Sure.
We'll have to come up with another food disagreement.
Yeah,
They're
we
bound to happen.
Oh, all the time.
Bjarni Christiansen says, Ryan, the chairman of CC Cheese. The perfect system with no holes in it.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Some good humor in Iceland, apparently. Fovec says, I'm spending euros just to remember you guys that there's
Remind
more
you
than
guys.
remind you guys that there's more than one kind of Swiss cheese. We know!
Yeah,
You just called it Swiss. What kind is that? Yes, we're talking about the American definition of this.
sure.
Try your Gruyere or Appenzeller next time. Peace, a frustrated European. We pissed off
Yes.
a lot of people with this.
Dude, I'm all for Swiss cheese. Even
So I'm
even
okay
just-
with it. I don't hate it.
You say it's insipid.
What are you? I almost called you someone we don't want to mention.
Yeah, it's okay.
Missing my words over here.
Right.
Ox the Ark, thank you very much for the emoji. Ava Rayer says, Barretts are scamming people selling Forsytha pills.
Yeah, that's
Is this
what,
a new one?
no, that's that
Oh, okay.
Lianhua Qingwen. I'm pretty
Jude Law
sure.
was selling the exact same stuff in Contagion. Life imitates art, am I right? If there's a new video, please find a way to send it to us or
Yeah.
put it on the subreddit.
Yeah.
Lexi Red says, let's say Ryan
Dies.
rests in pieces. Tomorrow, what would happen? Is there like a second dictator, or how does that work? Yes, there's many.
Yeah, there's
many in line.
plenty to step up to the plate. Don't worry.
Ross is doesn't necessarily mean they'll be better either.
Hmm.
Ross Wolf is she's body double called the B Ryan.
P. Ryan. Yeah,
I don't get it.
that's a famous person.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hanamaru Alice, hey Sea Milk and Winston, I'm just curious. Who would it have been deemed racist if the entire world turned away Chinese people who traveled to their countries in the Wuhan virus at the initial start of the pandemic? That's not even a question. It's not about Chinese people. It's about anyone coming from the country of China where there's an outbreak.
You know, when there's like the Ebola outbreak happening, you stop flights coming from that general
not
area.
racially
It's not
motivated.
racial, but that's what they played on. Remember?
Yeah.
They were that like when people were saying like we got to stop these flights. Countries that were saying that were being called racist.
Yeah.
And I guess they can try and pull that thing because China's such a homogenous
Yeah,
kind
sure,
of
I
a country.
guess.
So everybody coming out of there would be Chinese mostly.
Right.
You know, so they could say, oh, you just don't want Chinese people to travel. That's never the case.
No.
Because, you know, Taiwan is not where it started. Those
No.
people are Chinese ethnically too.
Yep.
No one said, don't let anyone from Taiwan fly
No,
in.
it's from that area. And the thing
Yeah.
is, what a lot of you guys don't understand is that China was being assholes to people from Wuhan. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
screw Wuhan.
They locked them off.
They
didn't
locked
leave.
them off.
They weren't allowed to fly to Beijing or
Nope.
Shanghai. They were locked down, but they were allowed to fly internationally. So, you know, with China, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. You know what I mean?
Right, correct. Agreed.
Yeah.
Why Truth Seeker says, why does China beat USA in human rights freedom? Why doesn't?
Yeah.
Who can be the best government? Let's award gold to the winner. Watch the CCP fall flat on their faces.
It's true.
Yopala250 says, Ryan is the name of a well-known mascot in Korea. He's kind of a yellow bear cat, if you know what I mean. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Look up Ryan of Kakao Friends.
Okay.
Is that like Winnie the Pooh? Let's have a look real quick.
I'll look it up. You get the
It's
next
okay. I got it right here. Look, kind of looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian Greg, check PayPal, mate. Yeah, we got it. Thank you very much.
Thank
This is signed Ryan
Ryan
Cheeseling.
Cheeseling.
Nancy Voker, thank you very much. Return to Orc Monkey. Super chats need to allow new line characters, lol. There's a haiku for our Wumao friends. I'll read it. Beloved comrade, dear leader of many thoughts. His name is Ryan.
Okay.
And yes, I know haiku is Japanese, part of what makes dedicating it to our Wumao friends so satisfying.
Yeah, they're not going to like that.
Dieter Ski says, damn, this podcast is like 100% Biden approved. I don't
What
even
makes you think
understand
that? Is that because we're incoherent with our words and sometimes make mistakes?
Apparently. Cesario JPN, off topic. Count Dankula
Always make mistakes.
claimed that internet meme celebrity Chris Chan was trending on Chinese social media given his recent events. If true, how would this happen even with CCP censorship?
I'm not sure. Who's Chris Chan?
It wouldn't.
Is that Chris Wu? I mean, that other
is that
guy?
Chris Wu?
No.
I don't
Maybe.
know. But no, it wouldn't be trending if they blocked it.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. But I'm not saying it's bullshit that he said that. I don't know the circumstances. But if China blocks something, it's done.
Right.
Tyler Freeman, there's an echo in your audio. Not anymore.